talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
All right, round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Here we go. Hello, hello, lovers and friends out there on the internet. Welcome to the SOSCAST, the Valentine's Day Aftermath edition. I'm your host, Adam Sosnick. If you don't know, welcome to the SOSCAST, the sexiest financial show in the world. I'm here with the help of our friends to help you guys out there get paid, laid, and do it your way. But today is all about relationships. It's all about dating. It's all about potential marriage. It's all about kisses. It's about Valentine's Day. It's about finding your significant other. Right, Dea? We're going to find you a man. Sometimes we talk money. Sometimes we talk politics. Sometimes we talk culture. We're always doing some things in the cultural periscope, paragliding all through American culture. But today, it's all about relationships. It's the day after Valentine's Day. We have some lovely ladies on the show. We got our friend Alex in the house. Alex Velischek playing with fire in the house. Online
Hello,
dating
Mom.
coach. Hi, Mom. Say hi to your mom out there. He brought his lady friend. She's in the audience. She's taking notes. But thank you guys for tuning in. Let's meet our lovely panel, and we'll get into our topics today. Amy Dangerfield's in the house. You know her. You love her. She's got a new spray tan, so she's feeling extra spicy today. Yes or no, Amy?
Don't call me out, Adam. It's a little embarrassing.
What's wrong with the spray tan?
I mean, I felt obligated to get the spray tan because we were told we need to show more leg.
Show more legs.
Show more leg.
And the only
And I
person
was
not
like,
showing
Adam,
a little bit of...
my legs are 2 shades lighter than my face.
Listen,
I
Amy,
need to go get a spray tan.
We're all showing a little bit of leg today.
Okay.
Even Nat might show a little cankle.
Okay.
I don't have cankles. I'm skinny now.
Nat is skinny now.
I'm skinny now.
She took our advice. She's in the house.
You've been feeding me.
But Amy, I had to give you that shout out.
Thank you.
No worries. Alex, playing with fire, dating expert. He's back in the house. It's been a little while since you've been here, at least 6 months, I want to say.
Yeah, I've actually become a Christian conservative, so I'm here just to spread the word of Jesus Christ.
There he is,
Hopefully you guys are on board with that.
Okay. My good friend, Danny Bergman's in the house. Here she is.
Hey.
We met not too long ago, maybe a year ago or so at a house party. Became fast friends. Marketing agency extraordinaire, 1084 Media.
Correct, yes.
That's what it is. She's also the star of the Netflix show, Jewish Matchmaking.
Yes, Adam, you got that right.
That's right. So if you like the Jews, hard to come by these days. If you like matchmaking, hard to come by these days. Check her out there on Netflix. How's the show doing on Netflix?
Show came out about almost a year ago.
Okay, all right.
And also, we met like 2 years ago now. It's been a while.
Has it been that long?
I think it's been that long,
I'm losing my memory in my old age.
I'm half Jewish.
Okay.
Okay.
Christian conservative, half Jewish. My friend, Maya Banks, but you know her as Slow Jams. She likes to go real slow with it.
Yeah, I love
She was a former, I think you worked in the tax world, I want to say.
Yeah.
You were doing taxes. Now she's a creative director and rapper. And she might even grace us with some of her lyrics today. If you guys behave out there in internet land. So we'll see what she does.
Yeah.
Our new friend of the show, Dea Bazan, is in the house. She connected with me on Monect. She said, Adam, I see you out there on the internet. I see you out there on PBD Podcast. I see you out there on the SOSCAST. Hook me up. I need a dude. I'm a good Christian girl with good values. I'm looking for a man. I said, why rely on me? Go sell yourself to the internet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a spicy, I didn't actually mean sell yourself. I got it, guys. So she's out there, ladies. If you, ladies, gentlemen.
No, ladies.
I know,
What are you
gentlemen. If you want a nice, spicy Latina girl here in South Florida, Day is available. Okay.
More sweet than spicy.
More what?
More sweet than spicy.
More
I
sweet
would
than
say.
spicy. Okay. She's a
Fair.
business owner of Art Me Up.
Yeah, that's my business.
Right? She's passionate. She's an
Yes.
actress. She's faith-based.
Yes.
She's into career development. And she's looking for a man out there. Last but not least, newcomer to the show. They call her Shake. Shake, shake, shake a little something. She's an up-and-coming artist. She eats, sleeps, and breathes music.
Yeah.
Okay? And holistic health.
Yes. Yes.
So how do you
Big on
eat
that.
music?
Not eat, but you know that's like the only thing that's on my mind.
Okay, gotcha.
So, you know,
I thought I was being literal out here. As we all know, we already introduced Amy. Amy is now a official member of the Valuetainment team. She's been on the show multiple times. But spray tan or no spray tan, she's gonna bring her A game. But you know, speaking of spray tan, Natalia Del Valle, my little Boricua, Morena, who can't speak a lick of Spanish, she's in the house.
I am here.
She's here. She's not queer, and have no fear.
I'm not queer.
She's skinny again now. When I met her, she was skinny. She was living in a trash can.
No, I wasn't.
Homeless, penniless, shoeless.
No, I drive you around.
I plucked her around. Now she's driving me around in a Range Rover. Life is good in the Del Valle household. Nat, what's on your mind? We did not plan this, by the way.
No, we did not plan it, but that just tells you we're in sync. We got the right mind.
Our periods
we're
are,
into,
it's like,
gonna have a great show today. I'm excited.
our periods are syncing up at the same time.
Exactly. Thanks you for that Twix earlier. But happy SOSCAST Day. I'm super excited for today's episode. I really want to jump into the topics we've got going on today. Of course, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun things. Make sure you guys, if you're not even subscribed to Valuetainment, we're having a live event coming soon. We'll talk about it a little bit later. So make sure you guys subscribe. It's going to be a fun show. And I kind of miss talking about the relationships and that aspect of it. So today should be very interesting. But yeah, let's get the party started.
Let's get this party started. Before we get to our sponsor right now, shout out to Malik in the house, ladies. Let's get some camera time on my friend Malik Hudson out there.
Whoa.
Yes. He's developing confidence by the minute. I can feel it. I can smell it. Look at that. He's beating his chest over here. Get a shout on him. When I met Malik, he didn't even have a chest. He was one of those bird chest dudes. Now he's pounding on that thing. He's the ebony to my ivory. He's the Starsky to my hutch. He's the rent to my mortgage. I don't know. I just came up with that one right there. Paying rent out there.
You paying rent?
Anyway, speaking of paying rent, we got to pay rent around here.
Yes.
Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor, American Hartford Gold. Let's see if we can tee this one up the right way. Let's go. Save that money. But why do you save that money? You save that money so you can invest that money. When you invest in that money, it's important that you diversify your assets. Whether it's a 401k, it's a Roth IRA, whether it's mutual funds, index funds, crypto, precious metals, specifically gold. Gold serves as a hedge against inflation and protects you from a potential economic downturn. They say gold won't make you rich, but it'll keep you rich. And that's exactly what American Hartford Gold does. American Hartford Gold will ship physical gold and silver directly to your door, or they can set you up with a gold IRA. American Hartford Gold has earned a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. We have here what is called the VT deal, and it will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. You can click the link in the description, or you can call 866-443-6361 or text SOS to 65532. That's American Hartford Gold.
I got
All right.
water. Thank you.
Thank you for that. We shout out to American Hartford Gold right there. A couple quick housekeeping items, and then we're going to start this show. Yes. We have a big event coming up from the PBD podcast. Woo! I don't know if we can have this link right now, but I think it's on, ironically, International Women's Day. I believe it's March 8th. Live PBD Town Hall here at Valuetainment Studios in Fort Lauderdale, featuring the one and only Candace Owens and the one and only Chris Cuomo will be here in the house. Oh, wow. Okay, and stay tuned for some special updates with that. You can go to 5990live.com to check into that. Also, if you want to connect with any of the experts here at Valuetainment, myself, PBD, Vinny, the Biz Doc, there it is, 5990, and a whole host of business leaders, experts, thought leaders. You can catch us on Connect. Alex, you should sign up for this. We'll do that after the show, no doubt.
I want to see that debate.
What's that?
I want to see the debate.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Candace.
Here's some of the stories we're going to be covering today, and then we'll get right. Oh, who's that guy right there?
Who's the guy with what? 1,205 consultations. Hitting that 5-star. Okay.
I'm going to show up to your house like an OnlyFans star, but giving you financial advice. Stop spending money on the OnlyFans girls.
No happy endings.
Here's some of the stories we're going to be covering today. Again, guys, this is a very relationship-heavy episode. Here's what's going on today. How much is inflation affecting your Valentine's Day. We'll get some stats into that. An MMA champ spent a ridiculous amount of money on his OnlyFans model shopping in the design district in Miami. Woman zells back $15 for her man. That's what he sent her for lunch. She said, play. I need more than that. Who watched the Super Bowl here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Did you see how close Usher
Got
and
to
Alicia Keys were getting out there? My boo. Maybe we'll sing a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little duet. Maybe we'll reenact a little Usher. All right, Slow Jams?
Maybe.
All right, we'll make some people jealous out there. We'll have that conversation. How comfortable are you letting your man or woman interact with another person, even if it's on camera doing the show? We're going to discuss which couples you think are going to last the longest in the celebrity world. High school boys trending conservative, while high school girls are trending more liberal. How these people are going to link up, we'll see what happens. UFC champion extraordinaire, badass dude, Sean Strickland, had some choice words for Machine Gun Kelly when he saw him in Vegas. He also beat the shit out of our friend Sneako. I don't know if you saw that. We'll discuss that.
I enjoyed that.
Last but not least, we're going to discuss how people are finding romantic partners online, and it gets pretty weird. With that being said, let's start the show. If this is your first time being here on the SOSCAST, thank you for being here. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you're a longtime listener, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope that you get paid, laid, and doing it your way. With that being said, let's start the show. Can we do that, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Danny approves, so let's do it. So here's the deal. Love is in the air, but inflation is making it a little bit harder to breathe. Here's what's going on. It's the day after Valentine's Day, so some stats are in, and how much inflation is affecting your Valentine's Day, okay? 46% of Americans, almost 50%, almost half of Americans say inflation has affected their Valentine's Day plans. 24% of Americans, so a quarter of Americans, spent no money whatsoever on Valentine's Day. Save that money.
Yeah.
The most common, that was Alex's, that's his move. The most common gifts were candy, 57%, cards, 40%, flowers, 39%, a night out on the town, 32%, and jewelry for the big money ballers out there, 22%. At the same time that Valentine's Day is here, the price of cocoa, chocolate, how they make chocolate, are now at an all-time high. They're up 40% this year. So meaning you might have gotten a kiss on Valentine's Day, but possibly not a Hershey's kiss, because that's how much chocolate costs these days. So I want to know from the panel, okay, did you get a Valentine's Day kiss? What did you do? Let's hear from our one lone stud on the panel, Alex from Playing with Fire.
My girlfriend didn't give me a kiss on Valentine's Day. I would hope so. It didn't really affect us at all. I mean, I don't think you have to spend money on Valentine's Day. I'm not a big fan of this whole idea that you see in the reptile community where you have to like do a lot of fancy shit for the girl, buy her stuff. Hopefully she'll sleep with you or like you. I think you can keep it simple if the girl's into you and just spend time together, go for a walk, get some cheap sushi, play with your dog. That's what we did.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Cheap
Okay.
sushi? I don't know.
So did you get
It
your
was
girl
actually really good
anything?
sushi, but it was affordably priced.
Okay, just make sure it's fresh.
There was no diarrhea.
You get,
Okay.
Thank you for that disclaimer. So did you get her any gifts?
Not on Valentine's Day, but we do give each other gifts from time to time. Just randomly.
No gifts on Valentine's Day.
No. We're not that romantic.
Okay. You do what you got to do. Danny Bergman in the house.
Danny Bergman.
Who'd you kiss on Valentine's Day,
I
Danny?
didn't kiss anyone.
Nobody?
Nobody. I had a date with my sister, but
Okay, you didn't kiss your sister.
on the cheek.
Okay, good.
She bought dinner.
Good. Make her pay.
You're the man in this.
No, but I got 2 sets of flowers on Valentine's Day.
Oh, who gave
Yeah.
them to you?
One of them was from a friend of mine, just to like make me
Oh,
smile.
friend of mine. Yeah, okay.
And the other one was from a secret admirer.
Probably
Do you
same
know
person.
who it was?
Yeah, of course I know who it was.
Oh.
So it's not secret.
Red roses, like some white things in there. They were really nice. I'm a
Okay.
big flower girl.
So a secret admirer, but you know who it was, so it's not a secret, and he sent you roses. And then the other flowers you got was from a friend of yours.
Yes.
Friends don't send friend flowers.
That's what I thought too.
Well, that's what I'm letting you know. Do you guys, how many of you guys get flowers from friends?
No, the
Just
dude,
say, "Hey, I
the
just
dude
wanna be your
definitely
friend."
wants something more. I mean, there's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roses
we'll
are
see.
red, violets are blue, Come on over, boo. I don't know. I mean, what else would he? Why would somebody send you some flowers and just want to be your friend?
He knows that I like flowers, and he knew that maybe I wasn't getting flowers on Valentine's Day, even though I did.
Danny,
and
you can't be this
sent them
naive.
to me.
Nobody sends, hey, buddy, just want to send you some flowers.
Not only did he send them, he hand delivered them to my door.
Oh.
And then what happened?
Nothing.
You didn't let him in?
Nothing.
Be honest. Is he already friend zoned?
We're just friends.
But girls secretly
Exactly.
know. She knows that
So he just wasted $100
she
on
knows
flowers.
Deep down inside.
Yeah.
As he should. Bring a girl flowers on Valentine's Day. I brought my
Not
girlfriend's
as a
flowers
friend.
too. I got my girlfriend's flowers.
Okay. Girlfriend's flowers, like, you're not spending money on your
But
girlfriend's getting them
Valentine's Day
flowers.
is about love, even
Yes.
if it's not like a couple. Like I think it's just a day where you celebrate, like knowingly, like love. Every day you should, but Valentine's Day, like you look at like kids today, you tell them Happy Valentine's Day, I love you. You know, like I think that's becoming more of a thing, not so much like couples, especially maybe that's because everybody is.
You don't do that as a guy. You don't go up to kids and tell them I love them.
No, but your kids, I would
let's stay away
hope,
from that.
like,
All
hey,
right, Nat,
son, I
since
love
you
you.
piped in,
Okay.
how was your Valentine's Day? Did you get a kiss?
Yeah, I got a kiss. My Valentine's Day was very chill. I actually told a lot of people Happy Valentine's Day in my family. I told people that I work with Happy Valentine's Day. But like an intimate person, yeah, that's my significant other. We didn't do anything crazy. We had like, it was actually very chill. I think driving home, all the traffic, I was like, I just want a chill night. I have a long day tomorrow. So we had tacos. I got surprised with balloons in the morning. So I had balloons.
Okay.
That was really nice and sweet. Got flowers. That was really
On
nice.
Valentine's Day morning.
On Valentine's Day morning.
Okay.
And then I gifted a cologne. Nice little
Oh,
cologne.
you
for-
got your man a gift.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
Ooh.
you? It's celebrating love and appreciation.
I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, why? Of
Just
course.
Alex
Alex is trying to dap you up right there.
Yeah,
I respect that.
like, and even like getting a guy like a flower.
Yeah.
Like it's not gay to give a guy a flower. Like it's just a showing of
pretty gay.
something beautiful. Something
gay.
beautiful. No, plants are great energy for a room. So you're giving a guy a flower that says, "Hey, this is gonna help your aura in your environment." It's a good thing to give. Giving in
Okay.
general is nice. So I gave a gift.
Amy, I know you treated yourself to a spray tan. Happy Valentine's Day. You look great. Clap it up for Amy real quick. Amy, how about you? What'd you do for Valentine's Day? Did you get a kiss?
No, I did not get a kiss.
Oh,
I am,
horrible.
as you know, I'm a little bit sick right now. I have this ear infection, and so aside from work, my evening consisted of trying to make this medicine go down my ear. You have to be vertical
Yeah,
for that,
girl.
so
Let's
I can't
hear about
really
that
move
ear
around.
infection. Everyone
I know,
wants.
it's sexy, right?
Yeah,
But no,
I want to
to-
get all up in that eardrum
to-
right now.
To your point, though, I got some flowers yesterday. I got them from a very good friend of mine because he knew that I was sick, and he knew that this is my first Valentine's Day in 4 years being single, and it was
Another
going to be rough
friend.
for me.
And did it make you
Guys.
smile?
It did make me smile.
Guys,
It made me
let's-
really
guys,
happy.
I'm gonna use
Flowers makes you
Pause the
smile.
show. Just pause the show for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Don't be haters.
men and
Wait, why am I
Men
a boy,
who
not a
think-
man?
men who think that they're becoming women. No dude who's your friend that has just the most just friendly vibes is sending you flowers because he just wants to wish you well. If he's getting you flowers on Valentine's Day, he has ulterior motives. If you don't believe me, ask the two gentlemen that we're talking to right there. What kind of dude is just buying flowers for a friend?
I think the girls secretly know. Like, I think she secretly knows that the guy has some extracurricular intentions.
I don't know that.
No, they're
Deep down
delusional.
deep
Malik,
down inside.
Malik, are
think
dudes
that
just
guy wants to
buying
be one of those?
homegirls flowers?
I mean, I can't speak for every dude, but I'm not buying a girl flowers if I'm not like.
So you're speaking
interested
for
in her.
yourself as a dude.
Yeah, but I feel
Beat
like
your
as
chest
a
a little
dude,
bit while you say this.
as
one.
a dude though, I feel like if I'm doing that, it's like a gesture to show you I'm interested in you.
Yes.
Like, it's not just hey,
Okay.
I'm friendly. Here's some.
So,
flowers.
ladies, you just heard it from three dudes. If you choose to stay delusional and be like, I think he's just my friend, that's on you guys. We're giving you the secret if you don't want to listen to it. Slow Jams, what'd you do on Valentine's Day?
On Valentine's Day, I didn't do anything because my birthday just came and I was alone.
When was your birthday?
January 30th.
Okay, well, that was 2 weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's the same day. Jennifer Bet Davids.
What's
So, you have a man in your life these days?
Yeah, I do. On some
Okay,
days,
and he didn't do
yeah.
anything special for Valentine's Day?
It's coming up tomorrow, but
Valentine's Day was yesterday.
I know.
I know you're slow jams. Seems like you're slow on the calendar right now. It was yesterday. What's tomorrow?
I do have a question for you. Is the 15th like side chick day? Or is that like...
14th is Valentine's Day.
Right, and then the 15th.
The 15th is side chick day. The 16th is he's just getting you flowers and hoping you like him day again. So which day of the week are you getting with your man?
Well, it seems like every day between the 14th and I don't know when this month.
So you might be the girlfriend, you might be the side chick, or you might just be friend zoning this dude. What's happening right here?
No, none of that's happening. He's very considerate. My birthday was nice. I had a whole bunch of flowers. He bought me a diamond bracelet. Took me to a lot of restaurants.
Diamond bracelet? Oh,
yeah, it was
really
nice.
nice.
How many carats?
So, I don't know, because I was too scared to open it. Like, I don't know. I was just scared to open it. I thought it was a ring or something. I was just scared.
How long have you guys been dating?
Not long at all, since October.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You got a birthday present. You didn't open it up because you were scared to see what was in it.
Yeah.
You're 2 days late for Valentine's Day. You're finding out that you maybe are a side chick.
Right.
What is happening right now, Slow Jams?
I don't know. It's a question mark, man.
That's one big question mark.
It's a question
I'm looking for answers right here. I got more question marks going on in my head. If you can put a bubble around my head, it's like bing, 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 question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, congratulations on being the dopest side chick in the world. You just found out that Valentine's Day was yesterday, and you're asking, hey, is Valentine's Day tomorrow? Am I the only person that heard that? Okay,
You're
maybe
officially
your friend,
dating a red pillar.
Maybe your friend
I
can
think
shed
he's
a little
purple.
light here on this one, since Slow Jams is running a little slow at this point. Shake's in the house. It's her first time here. How was your Valentine's Day?
Simple. I didn't do anything. I didn't have a Valentine's. I'm not confused.
Okay.
And so.
Do you know, let's start with the basics. Do you know when Valentine's Day was?
Yeah.
When was it?
Yesterday?
Why didn't you tell your friend that she missed Valentine's Day?
I felt we was on the same page.
You thought that she had a calendar or a phone with the calendar on it, just like everybody else.
Right.
Okay. I got a lot of questions. Do you have any answers that maybe you can kind of put the pieces together? How well do you know Slow Jams?
Yeah, we have a decent relationship. Not super close, but I know enough.
Okay. Do you know her man?
No.
You know she had a man?
No.
Doesn't seem like you guys know each
Do
other.
you know that her man
It's 2 days
thinks
late.
that his girl doesn't know when Valentine's Day is, so he doesn't know what's going on?
I think he likes her based off of, you
Well,
know.
he bought her a bracelet that she's
Yeah,
not willing to open
exactly.
up, so who knows what's going on. So why don't you have a man these days?
I don't know. They're just idiots.
Yeah,
The men are the
just go in the
idiots.
man
Don't
store.
blame me.
Get yourself a man.
Don't
Yeah,
blame
go
men
to
at
the
all.
stupid jerk store. So I said, why don't you have a man? And you said that men are idiots.
Yeah, like I haven't
Unpack that a
come
little bit.
Take some
across a man
accountability.
that makes me feel like I want to be with them.
Okay,
Yeah.
what was your last relationship?
2 years ago.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, but it
So-
was with a girl.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just got spicy.
So that makes sense.
So it was with a girl. How long were you with the girl for?
3 years.
So you're a lesbian.
No.
She's bi, it seems.
So you're bi?
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much.
Who do you prefer more, men or women?
Well, I've never had a boyfriend.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah.
So maybe they're not idiots. You're just not in.
Yeah, like
not
no
reading
one's
the
made me
signs.
interested. That's it.
Say it again.
No one's made me interested. That's
Alex,
it.
take this conversation from here. What do you want to ask her?
I mean, it seems like it's pretty straightforward. She likes girls. I don't know. No man has made her interested, so she's probably bi, more on the lesbian side. Why have no man made you, like, what is lacking for you when you meet guys?
Or probably because I always been in a relationship too. Like I didn't start dating until
Well,
I
it's
was
been
like
2 years. So.
Well, I didn't start dating until I was like 18. And I was with that girl for 2 years, and then so
That's
I didn't
pretty
really
normal,
have
yeah.
time to be single and like explore.
And how old are you now?
27.
Okay, so just so we're super clear here, and I could care less either way. How many relationships have you had with women, and how many relationships have you had with men?
Men,
Actual formal relationships.
women 3,
Okay.
men 0.
Okay, so you're a lesbian, and we just basically found that out for
But
you.
I like men. I think men are attractive. I just never got close enough with one.
Well, maybe you got to stop calling them idiots. That's probably a good starting point.
Yeah.
There's a
here's
whole bunch of men who are
Here's
into
what I'm
that.
hearing right now. I've only been with women. I'm pretty much a lesbian, and all men are idiots. Why can't I find a good man?
I never thought about it like that.
You know what? Just when I thought that Slow Jams over here gave me more question marks surrounding my head, you show up, Shake.
I shook my head no when you said, could I clear the air? I'm like, I don't think so.
Okay. No, you didn't whatsoever. Okay. Moving right along. Daya's here. Daya. I almost called you Daya. I'm dying over here right now. Daya's here. Did you get a Valentine's Day kiss?
No, not a kiss, but I did go to dinner and a movie.
Ooh.
I saw One Love with Bob Marley.
Ooh, how was that?
So good. There was one thing that I took away, and they'll keep in my heart forever. And it was this moment where Bob Marley, he was basically diagnosed. Oh, wait, I can't tell you guys because then maybe somebody wants to watch the movie. Yeah, no spoilers.
Spoiler alert. He became a world famous musician and died.
Holy shit.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Toe cancer, right?
Okay, well, anyways.
Plot twist.
There was just like, there was one moment where he was like, oh, I don't care about my life. It's like, my life is for the people. It's like that level of selflessness and level of like understanding that we're just one part of this grand plan, this grand scheme of like this, not scheme, but this grand plan that God has on the earth. Like we're just one part of it. And he understood his part. And he knew that through music, through his message, like he could release a part of God into the earth. Like it was just beautiful.
Well,
so I had a great time.
So your date was good. It sounds
Yes.
like you're way more interested in Bob Marley than your date.
Well, you know, I'm just getting to know different men. People did DM me after your show, which was funny.
There we go. There we go.
Good job.
I can put my audience on the task too.
Oh, Alex will get you going.
No,
I got a bunch of horny guys.
No, I actually kind of regretted telling you, Adam, because I felt like it was overwhelming. Like,
How many DMs did you get?
No,
At
we're not gonna
least
talk about
dozens.
it. I just want to like. I think I don't want to meet people through the internet. The internet's a scary place because you attract all types of people. It's not just good men. It's like creepy men and like.
Well, that's how it works in the real world also.
Yeah,
but
you're
they're
right.
not
You're
as
right,
bold.
but not
Ratios
at
are
such a
limited.
I
big
agree.
scale. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Different ratios.
Yes,
Is it a different ratio? Why is that?
Exactly.
Remember on the last show you asked what percentage of guys are creeps, and the
Yeah.
girls who were thinking purely online said like
Oh.
70-30,
Majority.
but then when you asked them what about in person, it was reversed. It was
Got it.
actually 30-70.
Yeah, there's a lot of basement dwellers that will slide in your DM saying the filthiest shit, but when they
Well,
see you on the
they
street,
were
they're
very
just-
respectful.
Well,
Thank God. But
I think that's pervasive on the internet. People get internet muscles, like drunk muscles. They'll say anything, then they'll see you in public and say nothing. That's just sort of the law of the
Yeah.
land these days. As Drake always said, trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. That's the reality these days, right? Slow Jams, you could probably rap about that. By the way, speaking of Bob Marley, I got some advice for you. No woman, no cry. It's okay. You can get a little man in your life, all right, Shake? Stop calling them idiots. Maybe stop scissoring so much and find a little hammer.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
is that?
that was too much.
Was that
Adam.
inappropriate?
That wasn't
I
appropriate.
enjoy-
Talk about arts and
enjoyed it.
crafts here, guys.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
It was
sorry,
kind of like
guys.
bars to me.
I like
but
South
okay,
Park.
yeah, it was
Right
bars to me.
How about this is a good interlude right now? You want to give a little Slow Jams rap to tell your girl maybe to look into some men on Valentine's Day? Slow Jams got flow.
So this is what the guys want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know my name. They want to know my sign. They want to know my frame because they know I'm really fine. They want to shoot their shot. Y'all messing with their aim. I got a lot of dudes blocked. He got handles in this game. Half the time, other dudes be putting on the show. But when it's halftime, he show out half court, sideline, full course meals when we go out. So, of course, he hit my spine, give me 10 kids like Kiki Wyatt. I know he want to try it. Pin me on the wall. Lay up with this dude because he know I dribble balls. Never sending me the voicemail because he know my body call. And he ain't got it by my heart, but he still take me to the mall. If I piss him off, he just gonna kiss me in the stall. Miss me when I'm gone, miss me when I'm on. He never turn me off, and I switch up when them lights come on. You know, switch up lights come on. That ain't good.
My biggest takeaway is you talked about having 10 kids at some point.
Oh yeah, I would
So
like
that
that.
was right there, huh?
I would like that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right. Well, good for you. Anyway, no woman, no cry for you. Okay. There we go. Now, quick question. You're saying you're getting a lot of DMs. You're getting a lot of love from the ladies. You got a dude apparently. Danny, I know you got probably a roster. I'm assuming.
A roster?
Yeah, I'm just assuming. Amy, you're doing your thing. You got a man these days. You know, you're in a a one-way open relationship, closed relationship.
I knew
right?
this was going to come up, but yes.
Okay, I'm only bringing it up because
Is
you've
it still
said it.
open?
It's still the same relationship, one-way open relationship. So, but typically we hang out together. It's not like I'm going out there nowadays and fucking 20 million girls a week. Mostly we just hang out together.
What is a one-way open relationship?
One-way open relationship is where one person can have sex with other people, another person exclusive to them. So in this case, I'm the one that can have sex with other people, and she has sex with me.
Was that her decision?
No, I forced her into it.
Oh.
I blackmailed her. Yeah, of course it was her decision.
Does she want to have sex with other men?
No,
Interesting.
because I'm just so good, she doesn't need to.
I guess
just
so,
Okay.
yeah.
How
No,
did
I
that?
mean, we're happy. I don't know.
And there she is right there. She's not like a foreign object. She's right there. I mean, we didn't even bring her on. You say hi. How difficult a conversation is that where it's like, I'm going to do my thing.
It wasn't
You're not
difficult
gonna
at
do
all.
anything.
Natty's a very special person who's very understanding and also non-jealous, which was very helpful. And yeah, I mean, we knew each other for a while, and it wasn't a difficult conversation. It was mutually brought upon.
Okay.
I didn't have to convince her or anything.
I've seen you do many debates with our friend Destiny.
Yeah.
Not to put his business out there in public, but he put his own business out there in public.
That he did.
What are the pitfalls of these open relationship situations? So it seems like, it's closed on her end, it's open on your end. Whereas with Destiny and Melina, if you guys don't know about that situation, they had a just complete open-ended relationship, guys, girls, whatever, coming and going, all that fun stuff. What are the pitfalls of these types of relationships? Where do you see it get ugly? Where does it work? How does it work? How serious can it get? Where are the pitfalls in all this?
I believe that you can have either exclusive monogamous relationship, which is what's going to work probably for the vast majority of people, or you can have a one-way open relationship, which will work for a small minority of people. The girl has to be extremely non-jealous. The guy has to be someone good with girls to get other girls. But like two-way open relationships like Destiny, I think those are destined for disaster. And combined with the fact that it was long distance because she was living in Sweden and he was living here, that's like a deathly combination. Long distance plus two-way open. You don't get to see the other person. Eventually she met a guy and yeah, shit fell apart. I mean, I don't want to shit. Destiny's one of my good friends, so I'm not trying to shit on him, but that's kind of the facts of what happened.
No, we're friends with Destiny. I like
Yeah.
Destiny. This is the reality of the situation, though. Amy, you're friends with Destiny. I think you've been also sort of friends with Melina.
Yeah.
Based on that relationship, not that you're in that world. When you're in a relationship, you're committed. What have you learned from those types of relationships? Like when you hear a lot of guys I know, like when we did the big live Fresh and Fit event, and Melina was here. We asked, like, how many guys want, like, multiple wives or have the opportunity to be with multiple women, but your woman doesn't get to do anything else? Like, half the room was like, me, bro. And the reality is it's like maybe, like, one or two of you guys can pull off what Alex is doing. What have you learned from a woman's perspective, these types of situations?
I'll open by saying, like, I just really quick need to kind of vindicate something for Destiny. Not that I need to or anyone needs to do this on his behalf, but a lot of people said that Destiny preached that these two-way open relationships in general, are more successful than the average relationship. So really quick, Destiny has never once said that. In fact, many a time he said exactly what you just said, Alex, that monogamous relationships are what's going to be working 99.9% of the time. It takes an exceedingly rare person to be able to make an open relationship work. And I think that the ability to navigate that may only be slightly more difficult than the one-sided open relationship, at least from my perspective. I think that at the end of the day, a very high-value man, somebody who makes multiple six figures, millions of dollars, and at the end of the day, that's just a proxy for competence, right? How competent you are in several different areas of your life. Not all the time, but most of the time. Most of these 1% of guys are gonna cheat. Whether you know about it, whether you don't, they're gonna cheat. And one thing about men is they have the ability to be able to divorce emotions from logic. And so a man...
Some men.
Majority of men, right? When you're talking about the balance of probability, men versus women, women, it's very unlikely that a woman would ever be able to cheat and be completely divorced of emotion in that instance. Like, most of the time, it's going to be emotionally driven.
Alex, why do you disagree with that
No,
comment?
I agree with what she just said. I disagree with the part that most men are capable of separating those two things. There's this idea that men are logical, women are emotional. Men are just as emotional as women, just different ways.
It's true.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I think that some guys could do it. I think more guys are able to do that than more women. But I think a lot of guys, that's why you see so many cases of like a guy who's happily married, then he meets a younger woman, he has sex with her, and somehow he winds up leaving the woman that he loves for like some younger piece of ass, and then like 5 years later he regrets it. He's like, oh fuck, I fucked up. So I think guys are just as emotional as women in different ways. But yeah, we are a bit better at separating those two things, but not always. Not all guys.
And so I think that, you know, when it comes down to it, oftentimes men who are within that bracket, when they have the opportunity, right? When they have the opportunity to be able to do that, oftentimes they're going to take advantage of it. So my honest advice for myself and for other women out there is, if you do want a monogamous relationship with a high value man, find a man of faith. Because oftentimes his faith is going to be able to overpower those animalistic kind of instincts that kick in, because that's just natural for a man to feel that way, you know? I do think that the one-sided open relationship can work when a woman can truly understand that my man is able to be devoid of emotion in this instance. But I think for women who want something that's exclusively monogamous, just find a man of faith.
Yeah,
so
Amy,
Amy,
I have no emotions.
Your argument is that the top guys out there, the top G's of the world, if you will, that they're going to be more inclined to cheat because they have the more options, they have higher status, they have the ability to garner more resources and more women. So you're saying it's inevitable that they're going to cheat. So in order to shield yourself as a woman, as a defense mechanism, make sure he has a relationship with God.
Not necessarily
as if
as a
that
defense
will
mechanism.
prevent him from cheating. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not necessarily just as a defense mechanism. I mean, that could be a good enough reason. I think there should be other reasons why you should want a man of faith as well, for the, you know, stability that's going to provide, the example it's going to set for your future children. Various other factors, but absolutely, if you want a man who's going to be monogamous to you, there's very few things that are going to be able to stub out a man's, like, animalistic kind of ingrained senses. And when he has the opportunity to be able to cheat, unless there's like a higher power or he's extremely personally developed and he's really worked on himself and his self-control, most of the time he's not going to be able to say no to that. But a man of faith, he's drawing from a higher power, something that's bigger than him, something that's bigger than his own logic and reason. And so oftentimes he's going to be able to overcome that.
How important is loyalty on, like, this is for everyone right here, on your hierarchy of needs in a relationship? Meaning, if a guy was going to put this list together, there's no way that loyalty will not be in his top three.
It's top one.
Okay, exactly. Like, he's not going to run out there and be embarrassed by his girl. Like, no, that's not happening, okay? But a woman maybe will make certain exceptions for a certain type of guy. If he's super good looking and if he's super high status and super rich, you know, as Andrew Tate would like to say, nobody's locking down Chris Paul, Chris Paul too, by the way. Chris Brown expecting him not to cheat, you know, these hoes ain't loyal. Where is loyalty on your top 10 list?
But I think it has much more to do with whether the girl is jealous or non-jealous and how open-minded she is. You can be the biggest rock star ever, and if the girl you're trying to date, have a one-way open relationship with, is jealous, it won't work, no matter how much money you have. Eventually, she'll build resentment towards you. So I think there's way too much focus on, like, oh, this person has so much money. Money can't overcome basic emotions. Like, eventually the girl will feel frustrated, will build up resentment, unless she's, like, that type of girl that feels, like, zero jealousy, and she's super open to the idea.
Okay.
You can't just, like, kind of use money. Money can be a Band-Aid for a period of time, but it's not a long-term solution.
Well, money is one component of status. It could be fame, it could be network, it could be a multitude of factors. It could be obviously being a rock star, being an NBA athlete. But Amy, how important is loyalty to you?
I would rank it up there, although I will say just
top 3, top 5, top 10?
Top 5, and I will say that based off my personal experience, I have forgiven infidelity. I have forgiven it when I've seen that in other areas of the relationship, it is outweighing the pain I feel, and you weigh the cost-benefit analysis of, okay, but there's all these other great qualities, our potential future, our potential family. I think it's the ability to be able to for women, which is difficult, sometimes separate your emotional brain from your logical brain, conduct a cost-benefit analysis. For me, it's important, but it is something that I'd probably be able to overlook.
Gotcha. So top 5, not top 3. How about you, Danny? Where's loyalty? Your man's loyalty.
I would say 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. If anything, top 3. I mean, listen, like for me, I want to be in a monogamous marriage relationship with kids. I grew up with a family that's, my parents are still together. There's never been any sort of, infidelity. And I think in today's day and age, it's just like Amy, right? Just like Amy's saying, like, unfortunately, these men that are so high value, as you say, they have too many options. So, I would agree that going for a man of faith will definitely make that not so much happen. But I would say top 1. I mean, I definitely am looking for loyalty in my relationship, loyalty in my friendships too. It's definitely important.
Okay. How about you, Maya?
I definitely would say loyalty is number 1. Now, what I don't want the guy who's probably interested in me to feel, or my future husband, I don't want you to feel like it's okay to cheat on me. Let me make that a big disclaimer. But loyalty runs beyond, like you said, you forgave someone. Loyalty as in, I know you're loyal to me to the point you wouldn't let this other chick disrespect me. You wouldn't disrespect me. You wouldn't let an organization disrespect me. You wouldn't let the bills disrespect me.
Yeah,
like loyalty in that way. But of course, I don't want you to cheat on me. Maybe I could forgive it. I don't know. When I hit that door, I'll find out. But more so, the loyalty is not between organs bumping each other. The loyalty and my face when I go somewhere. Do you know how to act? So when you get too drunk, it's certain things like loyal to your character, loyal to, the relationship we build or business we build. Like, how loyal are you beyond that? Even if you get mad at me because I got mad at you for cheating, are you going to be a reasonable man and see it? Or are you going to be irrational and selfish and choose not to see it? So,
well said.
I like your answer.
Well said, yeah.
How important is loyalty on your top 10 list? Where does it rank?
It's definitely in the top 3. I would say, I don't even know what to name it, what number. I would just say it's one of the most important factors of a successful and healthy relationship is having loyalty to each other. And like Amy was saying, I've seen time and time again where, like, because I have a relationship with God, because I have a relationship with, like, Holy Spirit, I get convicted. If I am to do something sinful, I literally feel like terrible, and I get turned off to doing something that is sinful.
Right.
So
same.
If that happens to me over and over again, I want my husband to have that same conviction that it's like, no, and God will give that to you. If you ask him, like, he will lead you and he will help you to stay away from things that are harmful to you and your body. And so I would want a man who is loyal to God first and foremost, because if you're loyal to God, you're going to be loyal to his commandments, and his commandments are for your good, for your well-being. And then if we're doing that together and then loyal to one another, that's beauty.
What
right
if you're
there.
a Mormon and your God tells you can have 3 wives?
Well, I'm not Mormon, so praise the Lord.
You can have more men, though. You guys are out here acting like if someone's religious that they're never going to cheat.
No,
I mean, there's
religious people
countless
do
stories
cheat.
out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
They get
It's not to
divorced
say-
significantly
There's
less.
a
I will
difference
acknowledge
between
that.
people who are religious on paper and people who have a relationship with God.
With God,
though.
yeah.
And so, like, that's what I mean. Like, if you can find a man who really has that relationship with God,
How do you even screen for that? Like, how does
Right.
that
Go to
process-
church.
Yeah, but like, there's a lot of people who go to church though.
Saturday
Like,
too. You're right.
it's
You're
You
right.
can
really
see
hard
in
to
their
quantify.
actions. You can see in the day to day. If
It's
somebody thinks
intangibles.
about when you
Yeah.
make certain decisions, where did their source of their decisions come from? Is it from the people in your ear? Is it from the God that you pray? Is it where does the reasoning for your decisions come from? So you can see that. I can tell instantly with a guy, based on their decisions. You don't go to church. Clearly don't go to church.
You don't have
Clearly
morals.
don't have any
But
morals.
what
You
if you're
clearly
someone
don't
that's
have
really
any.
ethical, but you're just not religious?
Well, that's okay. That's still possible. It doesn't mean that you can't see that. I can meet somebody who makes great decisions and they're great business, they're successful, they have great relationships, but I can also see that they lack in the area of spirituality. It's very visual.
Guys, let's everybody hold hands for a second. Let's pray.
let's pray.
Let's pray for these hoes out here. Find yourself a loyal man. Everybody. Find yourself a good man. And if he does cheat, make sure he's got a lot of money. A lot of money to cover it up. Dry the tears
I mean, I said
with
the
a
same
dollar
thing.
bill.
Praise the Lord.
Let's get to Shake and we'll move on. Shake, has a woman ever cheated on you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think that women cheat as much as men, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, I don't see a difference.
You don't see a difference?
No.
Okay, so these idiot women out here cheating too. What's going on?
Yeah, you could say that.
Why are these women cheating on you, Shake?
Well, just one. I didn't say everybody.
All right,
It's
my
just
bad.
one of them.
Let's pray for Shake right now. She's gonna get her.
I don't know
What
why
happened then?
people cheat. I think it has a lot to do with life. I don't know. I've been through enough to know that like circumstances affect like decisions, and
Did she cheat on you with a guy or a girl?
with a girl.
Could I
Such a
ask
great
you a question?
question.
But it
as
wasn't
well?
way
Yeah, go ahead,
older.
Amy.
She
I'm
was way
curious,
older.
In your relationships, were you the one who was more feminine and she was more masculine, or was it vice versa?
Oh yeah, we both were feminine.
Both of you. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You don't see that very often.
yeah.
Amy hit you with the okay. Okay.
No.
So, give me an idea. Paint a picture for us, because we're all very intrigued at this point. What does your ideal man look like, and what does your ideal woman look like?
So ideal man, I'll start there. He has to be like family oriented. I like a person who is like good with leadership. Like you have to be able to teach me something, or just add what's
But
not
when I
already
said
there.
look like, black, white, Latino,
Oh, what he
tall,
looks
short,
like, okay.
fat, rich, cool, fat, whatever it
funny,
is.
yeah.
Like, paint me a picture
Short,
of this
fat.
man.
Yeah,
Tall
that's
for
what she
sure.
wants.
Tall.
You want a short, fat guy? You want George Costanza? What you looking for?
Actually, I'll do tall, not too muscular, but not super skinny.
Okay.
Or-
Tall, dad bod, black, white, Latino. What's going on?
It doesn't matter race.
Nothing.
No.
Okay, cool.
And then
So
or
a very obscure dad bod, somewhat tall.
It wasn't that
fat.
obscure.
Or a chubby dude. I think like chubby dudes are like so
That's
comforting.
pretty obscure, Amy.
I'm more curious about what you said beforehand, because you mentioned leadership and these other things. These are more masculine qualities. So are you talking about what you're exclusively looking for in a man, or what you're looking for in a relationship?
Oh, because I thought he was asking what is like my ideal
Oh,
man, and
man.
Yeah.
yeah.
In a
Okay.
man. Okay. Now, a woman. What are you looking for in a woman? Paint me that picture.
I like independent women. I like women that like have a mind of their own. I feel like there's a lot of women that like have no mind. Like they're just
Believe me, I
influenced by
know.
whatever it goes. Yeah, so that's super important. Do you want to know what like the what?
Yeah, give it to me
okay.
good.
You know, how big the ass, how
Over
big the
details.
tits.
No, like you say, like very feminine.
Yeah,
you like-
super feminine. I don't like skinny girls. Like I've been skinny all my life, so I prefer not
thick-
fat, but like girls with more shape.
Gotcha.
I'm not a
You got one right
boob
next to you.
person, but I like ass.
Okay.
And I only like Latinas, blacks, and like biracial. I'm not really a.
So for the men, you could care less. He's like short, fat, tall, somewhat dad bod. You don't care. He could be fat. He could be chubby.
Yeah, as long as he's a real man.
I don't really give a shit what this idiot looks
Right, as
like.
long as he's a real
But the
man.
woman, she's got to be a Latina with a fat ass and stay loyal. All right, very specific. Good for you. Okay, Nat, you want to bring us home here? How important is loyalty?
Loyalty
to
is
you?
extremely important. I think that's a characteristic and quality that people struggle to keep. And because it's so rare to find, I value it a lot more. I think if you're loyal to the person that you lay in the bed with, you're more than likely to be loyal to your business partners, to your family, to big commitments, to God. So loyalty is very important. Do I think that, there are relationships out there where you can have multiple people and you're honest and you're loyal to your word? Sure. But for me, like loyalty is very, very important for my specific partner. I don't want to share who I'm with. That's just not my
Okay.
belief system.
Alex, final question for you, then we'll move on to the next topic. Let's say there's a dude out there. He's a capable guy. And he wants to have a very difficult conversation with his girl about not being able to commit. But he wants her to stay committed and stay loyal because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. But he wants to,
I understand.
let's just say, explore the possibilities out there. How do you suggest he approaches that conversation with his girl?
So first of all, you want to have that conversation a bit earlier on. You don't want to do it 4 years into the relationship and switch things up on her completely. Probably after at least a few dates have happened, maybe a month or two in. But essentially the way you would do it is like you would have any other normal serious conversation. You would sit down and be like, hey, listen, I just want to be upfront. This is who I am. What I don't want to do is what I did in my last relationships where I commit and then wound up cheating. I don't want to do that to you. So here's my needs. You know, if you're not willing to go along with that, that's okay, and kind of give her the option. Another thing you want to do is give her some element of control. Be like, hey, listen, you know, if you're not comfortable with me hanging out with this type of girl, that type of girl, you know, I'm willing to work with you. We can kind of do this together. And the best thing you can do is actually get her in on it. And you could be like, listen, maybe we can even have some fun with some girls together. You know, it could be a group thing. Yeah, that's kind of how I would go about it. But really, you just want to come from a place of it like, hey, listen, this is where I'm at, you know, explain to her very nicely. And like, you know, at the end of the day, not every girl's going to be cool with it. Some girls will walk away.
So let's say you find a girl that's cool with it. You don't have any kids, right? So how difficult is that type of open relationship once kids and family is introduced to the situation? Because I feel like, you know, it's all fun and games that you're single, no kids. That's good, that's great. But once there's kids involved,
Right.
you can't just be bringing the babysitter
kids,
over and be like, by the way, you know.
Oh, so you wouldn't be in an open relationship if you had kids?
No, not if I had kids.
Oh.
Gotcha. So it's a short-term thing.
I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to have kids, but if I do, yeah, I'm not going to be like swiping through Tinder while my wife is like trying to like breastfeed or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So you've got
But why
some...
would you say that? Because usually when people cheat, it's usually during times that the wife is pregnant or
busy,
they're
yeah.
not maybe in commission to.
I don't
get
know if that's
freaky.
true or not, Nat, but I mean, I don't know where you pulled that one
well,
from.
sometimes you see a lot of times couples cheat when the wife is pregnant or she's not really in commission to be very sexy.
Yeah, I just
you see
wouldn't-
men step out because they're
listen,
looking
I don't
to
see
get
a lot
off.
of dudes
You
cheating.
don't see a lot of
Hold
dudes
on.
cheating on their married, on their pregnant wives.
On their
Where
pregnant...
are you? I'm so sorry.
Can I speak now?
Go ahead. That's crazy.
I know some dudes that have done some stuff in their day. Never, and I won't say never, but very rarely is it when the wife is pregnant. Like, you want to see a dirtbag husband cheat on your pregnant wife. Now, if it's a year later and homegirl hasn't lost any of the pregnancy weight, do what you got to do, buddy. But when she's 7 months pregnant, buddy, like, what a dirtbag move to be cheating. So, no, I don't think that many guys out there are cheating on their pregnant wives.
Yeah,
I think they are. I think some of them are, but
They
that's
are.
not the typical category
No.
of guys
I
who
don't
cheat.
think
I think
not.
it takes an extra level of degeneracy to be
Yes.
able to cheat on your wife while she's pregnant carrying your child. I agree with you, Adam.
Okay, very rarely am I lecturing men on like, well, dude, I can't believe what you did. I've seen some guys do some stuff. Listen, I live in Miami Beach. We know what goes on down there. If a guy was cheating on his pregnant wife, I'd fucking slap him in his face and be
I
like,
hope
dude,
so.
what are you doing?
I hope so.
Now, if it's a Tuesday night and he's traveling and we're in Vegas together, what happens in Vegas?
Exactly.
There it happens.
Better
Less
not come out.
accountability, number one.
Okay. Thank you guys for that segment. Let's move right along. Can
Don't
we do this,
cheat.
guys?
Don't cheat.
Thank you, Nat.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree. Don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Okay. Unless it's
don't
agreed
cheat.
upon beforehand.
Unless she
Well, that's
knows.
not cheating then.
Yeah, because they
True
agreed
that.
on it.
Okay, guys, can we move on to the next
Go ahead,
segment?
go ahead,
Okay, thank you. Or do you want to just pipe in more?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So how many times have you seen a couple walking through the mall and homegirl is just prancing around with tons of gifts that he clearly just took her on a shopping spree? Do you see this often?
I see it often.
Yeah?
I see it in the mirror, baby.
I see it in the mirror, she said. So Maya, this is
down.
going to be perfect segment for you. Malik, please pull up this thing with our guy, this MMA guy. So for Valentine's Day, we have identified a culprit in this situation. I've seen it a million times at the Aventura Mall. I've seen it at the Bell Harbor shops. You've seen it in every city you go to. Usually it's some dude treating his wife or girlfriend or mistress or OnlyFans or sugar baby, whatever you want to put it, and she's just prancing around. Here we have MMA champ Johnny Eblen dropped an insane amount of loot on his OnlyFans model lady friend. Here this looks like it's the Design District in Miami. So here's what I'll tell you, that Johnny might be undefeated, but this past week his bank account took an L with his OnlyFans girl. Play this clip.
Doing some shopping today? A little bit. A little bit? How much did he spend on you today?
75,000.
75.
Oh my
85.
goodness, on a
Oh,
day.
85. Okay. Is the fight going to be a knockout, or what can we expect? Absolutely. All right, Johnny. Appreciate you, bro. Good luck, man, on the fight.
How could he focus on a fight after all that money's
Hey,
gone?
Johnny.
Oh, he go.
What about the fight coming
So, okay, so, you know, it's so funny. She's like, all right, can I say? She's like, yeah, he spent $75,000. He's like, $85,000. He collected her real quick.
Wow.
Slow jams. You know, I asked you how often you see a man balling out and shopping for his girl. You said, every time I look in the mirror. So how do you make a guy drop this kind of loot on a beautiful woman like this?
It's a two-way street. So should I be bluntly honest?
Yeah,
or
but
want you to be bluntly
I'm
honest.
curious.
Go ahead.
It's a
I go
two-way-
to church.
I think I know the answer.
No
but go
one
ahead.
spends 85,000
Okay.
on me.
It's a two-way street. Either it's a genuine connection, they really love you, and that's just an expression, or they're genuinely obsessed with trying to get you to show you that they like you. So that's their way of trying to hoard you in. It's like a, I don't want to say, I would hate to say predatory because it's not.
Simping is a better word.
Huh?
Yeah.
Simp is the better word.
Yes and no, because sometimes you have calculated simps and then you have like
Calculates.
non-calculated simps. But the way you get them to do it, it's I hate to look, sprinkle. It's a lot of like mind things and talking and non-talking and a lot of you have to kind of show the guy you don't like him.
Yeah,
I'm
be
so
hot and
sorry to
cold.
say
Give
that.
a little bit, then pull away.
Yes,
Dangle the carrot
So
over
this
his
sounds
head.
like playing games to me. Slow
Yes, it's
jam.
mind games. It's
a
not
different
good.
type
It's
of
not
playing
good.
mind games.
Yes.
But they're obviously
Okay.
intimate.
I mean,
Not obviously, Nat.
A
No.
lot of the time, the
Why?
girl's not even
Why
fucking
is
the
that
guy.
not obvious?
Did you hear that? Because right
Yes.
there, you heard it from a dating expert right there.
Because she's not hooking up with him, so
Yes.
he's gonna drop
Yeah, it
almost
happens all the time.
$100,000.
It's
on
called
him.
simping.
that's why I was saying
Called tricking.
predatory, but not. It's like part of the catch game.
Yeah.
These, I'm speechless.
Oh, yeah.
If you
I'm
want me
very
asking, are you
curious.
on Seeking?
No longer. I left that life like
Retired,
2 years
okay.
ago. Yeah, so
So what
stopped
is
exotic
Seeking
dancing and
Arrangements?
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a website where a lot of
Explain
like
what
this-
that is.
I think probably most people know. It's a website where sugar babies meet sugar daddies. Essentially, older men who have a lot of money, who have a hard time getting laid. They go on this website, they give girls money, typically, and then, you know, the girl will sleep with them. Or sometimes the girl doesn't sleep with them. I've heard stories from, like, you know, I do a lot of street interviews. I've heard some girls say, I did one, what was the most amount of money a guy spent on you? One girl was like, $5,000. I was like, damn, what do you have to do, fuck him? She's like, no, I didn't even fuck him. I was like, damn. And I've heard stories like that day after day. Now, of course, some of those girls are
Leak.
probably lying, but not all of them.
Guys, are we okay? We're on the big screen.
We just rolled the
Gotcha.
commercial during my monologue.
Yeah. So you got some methodology to this, okay? Danny, let me ask you: when you see a guy treating his girl to an obscene amount of shopping, is that a boss move? What's the first thing comes, or is that more of a simp move? What do you think?
I feel like it's a little ridiculous, honestly. Like seeing that video of the MMA fighter, like just spending such an absurd amount of money on this girl that he probably doesn't even really like. It's, I don't know. For me, honestly, I feel like it'd be a little bit of a turnoff. Like, why are you buying me so many things?
It would be a turnoff for you receiving the shopping spree.
If I was taken on a shopping spree like that, where they were spending $80,000, like why? For what? It depends on the relationship. Like, also like how much money they have. Like if it's actually going to hurt their bank account. But I personally don't need a shopping spree like that to have someone show me they love me.
Based.
You don't need it, but
Right.
if they were
I mean,
to
nice,
provide
But it would be nice. Go ahead, Nat. What do you have to
if somebody
say?
was gonna spend $85,000, I have places I want to donate to. I got places I
Yeah,
want
like there's other ways to spend the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's ways
Yeah.
to spend it. I wouldn't say that I would be like turned off. I would just be like a little taken back, like maybe what, like maybe more hesitant. Like,
Yeah.
why
Lose
are you
respect for the
spending
guy a
that?
little
Yeah,
bit.
like why are you so willing to spend all this money on just me? Like where's the rest?
Now,
of
what
it?
happens if your man said, "Listen, I just want you to know,
Where's the rest of your money?
I made a $85,000 donation to your favorite charity. Enjoy." How would you feel about that?
I would say if it's my favorite charity.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
What am I supposed to say?
You got nothing for it though. You're like, you can't even spend $5,000
Well,
on
if
me.
it's but if that's my favorite charity that I have a passion and I love for, and you want to contribute to that, then you're obviously going to fulfill me in a different way. Now,
What happens if
when
his
I
favorite
say,
charity?
my birthday, I want a purse, I want this, sure.
Yeah.
But like that's obvious. If you're gonna drop $85,000 on donation, you're
And after
gonna
you start
invest in me
dating,
too.
he tells you he photoshopped the receipt. And the whole thing was nonsense.
He sent it to the human fund.
The donation was
a
fake.
slightly different
Yes,
perspective.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Amy. What's your
Something
perspective?
So I actually am friends with somebody who knows this person. Somebody who
The MMA guy or the
Yeah,
girl?
The MMA guy.
Okay.
I've been on the Fresh and Fit podcast with the girl as well, so I actually indirectly kind of know both of them. So my friend, he is very deep in the fighting world. He is connected with the Hart family, and this guy, he's a professional MMA fighter. Now, when it comes to guys, they're very, in general, they are driven by the desire to be able to protect and provide. And for MMA fighters and fighters in general, they are extremely dopamine driven. And the highs and the lows that come along with that profession are so much more profound than what people realize. And honestly, from the perspective of my friend and my perspective, this is this guy having a manic episode. When guys go through the highs and lows of that type of industry, it can result in gambling, it can result in drinking excessively, drug use, or extreme instances like this. And so from the perspective of someone who actually knows this guy, he's like, this is him having a manic episode. He's not a simp. He needs to get his, financial literacy and emotions in check, but he's not a simp. He's having a little bit of a manic episode right now.
So he's bipolar, essentially?
Do you think it would be the same if he was doing it with maybe a
Girlfriend.
church-going girl?
Yeah, no.
Would it be different rather than an OnlyFans girl?
Yeah, can we see that girl one more time? Can we see what she was wearing, Malik?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay. While he's pulling this up.
Yeah, I mean, if it was your girlfriend, it would definitely be different, right? And like you said, it's from the perspective of, oh, is he blowing all of his money, or is this just like, you know, what an average guy would spend on a Valentine's Day date proportionate to the income
Turn up
that he
the
makes, right?
audio. Let me ask you guys out there. Does this look like a good church-going girl to you guys out there?
No. I mean, she could go to church.
Well, it looks like she gets
But
down
she
on her
doesn't
knees a
look like
lot,
she
but I don't
maybe
think she's
doesn't-
praying when she's down there.
The last thing I would say, just because a guy buys you, sometimes he probably, like you said, really does not like you, because as you were saying, is where the money is going.
Yeah.
If he knows damn well you're doing OnlyFans, why is he retiring you, but he's walking you through a mall? He probably wants to show you off, probably wants to flex. Sometimes a lot of business owners, I know they deal with whores because it's tax write-offs. So sometimes it's not really about.
Hold on, did you just say
that sounds crazy,
you said
but
that
it's not that crazy.
Buying
It's not
shit
that crazy.
for hoes is a tax write-off?
Yes, I know.
Holy shit!
From the tax, look, from
What
the tax.
category do you put that
Explain.
under?
Listen, I've met
Okay,
with
I
my
don't
accountant
mind. Go
many a
ahead.
times.
Oh my.
And not that I'm dropping loot on girls like this, but they never said, listen, on your tax receipts right
I'm
here.
not gonna say
gave
a
us
whore.
some ads and some tits?
You left off these hoes 501c3 department right here.
whore credit.
I don't think that's a thing.
What? It's not that way. But I'm saying that there's some business owners who their employees are their whores, and that's their write-off.
Oh,
that's why
gotcha.
I'm saying
That's okay. That's clarified.
a working woman
Guys,
is a working woman.
We're getting tax advice out here.
Sorry. It's like dirty tax
Take care of
advice.
your
Dirty
side
tax.
piece.
We're finance
Tax
lawyers.
and wax.
Did you deal with
Ladies,
that?
do you have any
Did you see
strong
that?
feelings on when you
Yes,
see
that's what
something
I'm-
like this, Dea?
I think generosity is a beautiful thing.
What a good word.
Oh.
Who's that? Be
A
generous.
good church-going girl.
generous.
This is tithing these hoes. He's tithing these hoes out here in these streets.
No, I'm not
Okay.
saying that. That's funny.
10%.
No, it's not that he's tithing or anything. I just think generosity is a good thing. I don't know what to think about this situation. I feel that if someone wanted to spend that much money on me, that would be great. I don't think anybody would be against someone spending money like that on them. But I'm not sure why he's
Danny
spending
would.
that money.
There's
She'd
other
look
places.
down on him.
There's other places the money can go. I mean,
Straight to my
Well,
account.
Yeah, straight. She just wants the cash. It's a
Well, I'm
write-off
saying,
right
like,
there.
if someone gave me $85,000, that's a down payment.
Yeah.
I could be set for my future. Like,
You
I could
think these
invest.
OnlyFans girls are thinking of ROI and down payments?
They
They're
should
thinking
be.
of Louis Vuitton and Chanel and and like that's what they're thinking
But
of
it's
right
also
there.
marketing
They're
for
not
these
thinking of
OnlyFans girls.
debt reduction or amortization. That's not how their mind works.
Okay, well,
OnlyFans
I
girls
don't know
can't
their minds.
spell
I don't know how it works.
amortization.
I don't know their minds. I don't know how it works, but that's
Generosity.
what I would want to do with money if it was given to me.
Unbelievable.
But would
By
you
the way,
ever actually
Shake,
respect that
when
guy?
you go out shopping spree and it's you and your lesbian relationship, how does that work? Who's paying for dates? Who's taking who on a shopping spree? Hold on, guys.
It's always like equal. Like today, if I feel like it, tomorrow she feels like it. It's not organized.
Funny
like
how that works.
Yeah.
In the ladies' relationship, it's equal.
I mean, like, you're paying.
How-
It's his bill.
How feminine empowerment right there.
Yeah,
But we
exactly.
all know that no woman is taking no dude on a shopping spree.
No.
It is certainly not equal.
Babe?
Yeah, no.
Right?
Taking me on a shopping spree.
She's taken you on a shopping spree before?
No.
Listen, I've definitely taken one of my ex-boyfriends
She's buying
for, like,
you cheap
shirts.
sushi if you're lucky.
Yeah, but
You've taken what?
I've taken my ex-boyfriend like
fancy
shopping,
sushi.
buy him some nice shirts.
Yeah, but that's why he's your ex-boyfriend. Because you're like, why am I spending money on this dude?
I guess
you should be spending money on me.
Spending money
Anyway,
on me.
back to your
that
lesbian
actually
relationship.
helps.
How does the tax write-offs work in a lesbian relationship?
It's normal.
Okay.
But I was gonna add, I think like from me dating women and being like equally just organized, I feel like I would be the same way with a man, because like I do see the difference when in straight relationships, like the man has to be more dominant or the breadwinner or whatever. But like to me, I think that it should be equal no matter man or
Are you
woman.
saying that because you haven't been with a man? Because what if you've been with a man that was like, hey, I'm going to take care of everything, I'm going to handle everything. Would you also have that same perspective?
Yeah, in a way. I always feel like no matter who you're with, you should always be able to like fend for yourself. So if he's capable of taking control and taking lead, that's fine, but I still always just like my ducks in a row.
Based.
Of course, that makes sense, but have you ever... I think it's very different to talk about that ideologically versus actually experiencing it. Like when you know that someone's got you and you've actually experienced that as self-evident reality, like there is no better feeling. Being able to know that I can literally close my eyes and turn off my brain and follow you, and wherever you lead me, I'm going to be happy with the destination. Like that's true leadership, and to have that in a relationship is... I think one of the greatest.
I think
yes,
she's, I think she's talking more about money though.
Went.
Yeah,
she's
just
saying
like
they sweep that rug from
She's
you.
talking about how she wants to have.
Listen, guys, if
Yeah.
Amy wants to daydream for a second about what she wants to do and just basically manifest that verbally, let her do what she's got to do. Anyway, congratulations on splitting everything equally. I wish it worked that way when a man is dating a woman.
this is also
Hey, by the way,
happening.
Malik, you know,
It's not that crazy.
when your girl takes you on a shopping spree, tell me what type of things you're buying out there.
Ooh, when she's
for
taking me
her?
on a shopping spree, it's probably like just to the corner store to get some snacks for the late night.
Here's a
Netflix.
couple Twizzlers, homie. Good luck out there.
Choice.
Yeah, so your girl's not taking you on a shopping spree.
No.
Gotcha.
Would you feel like less of a man or like tried in some way if the woman is taking over, helping you more than you feel like she should?
Slow
'Cause
Jams, let me tell you
some men
something.
don't
If
like
some
that.
girl took me on a shopping spree, do you know how I would feel inside? I would feel like that girl is wearing. I'd put on high heels. You'd see your boy Adam here in a mini skirt with his titties pressed in there.
You'd just be a
I'd be
bad
like, thanks.
bitch.
I'd be holding a bag like this. It's like, you ever see a dude when a girl's like, here, can you hold my purse? And the guy's just like holding a purse. He looks like
Lost.
he looks clueless and lost.
Yeah.
Amplify that times 100 when a girl's taking you shopping. You're just kind of like,
For sure.
like, did I just grow a vagina right now? It's not a good look for a dude right there. Very emasculating. Not that I'm saying that a girl can't ever buy something for a guy,
Yeah.
but in general, very weird to be a guy that's a kept man.
But
Not a
mind
good
you,
look for you.
This is also marketing for her. This also shows that to other guys who are looking for a woman
Yeah.
like that she's available. She's a candidate. Hey, you want to spend money on me? Hey, like that's why you see like some of these celebrity women who are like these big women. They're known for being a whore. Like that's what that's what they make money doing. For the tax write-off, now that I'm learning, is that
You just talked to wrong girl. Baby, take me shopping. It's a tax write-off. I don't know. I don't know where you got that from. What part of the-
I'll tell you.
What
It's
part of the
crazy.
IRS tax code? HOES.
but they probably hire them
money on your
part
side
of their
chick is not a tax
team.
write-off.
No, but you hire them to be part of your team, and then you use
And they
that,
really
and you
don't
pay
work.
them.
Right.
They really don't work, but you really pay them for their other services.
Let me comment on
That's
this and we'll move on to
scary.
the next topic. You're so interesting. This is her advertising to the rest of the world. Hey, gentlemen, these are the types of things that you could do for me. You know who
Yes.
the biggest sucker is right now? The UFC fighter who is basically looking like an absolute simp right there, who his girl is using this as free advertisement.
There's others
By the
out
way,
there.
here's the future for this guy. I guarantee it. Mark my words. I don't know who he is. He could be the best guy in the world. Sooner rather than later, he's going to get knocked out.
Sure.
He's worth, I don't know, a couple $1,000,000 right now. He's not a household name. I've never heard of him. He's going to probably get knocked out sooner rather than later. All of a sudden, these millions that he makes right now, he's never going to make that again in his life. his window to make this money is now. It's the same thing with models when they're women and athletes when they're men. You've got to your 30, 35 max. Maybe if you're Tom Brady or Drew Brees or LeBron James, you can take it to your 40, early 40s. A dude like this, one of these days he's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna be basically seeing stars, and he's gonna wish that he had his $85,000 back.
Yep.
Because you know that if he's doing it for this girl, he's doing it for other girls. Amy hit the nail on the head. Manic episodes, he's just spending money. You might be worth a couple $1,000,000 now. Give it 5 years. You're gonna be that dude on the side of a street being like, I wish I didn't give that tax write-off to these hoes out here right now. Not a good look for you.
And you don't have to do any of that.
Yeah.
He's a famous fighter. There's more than enough girls sliding his DMs. He doesn't have to, like, bribe them with $85,000 shopping sprees.
Exactly.
Right. That's the scary part.
Weak move. All right, ladies, I want to get your thoughts on this real quick. There's this lady out there. She wanted lunch, okay? Malik, see if you can pull up this story right here. She wanted some lunch. And her man said, hey, lunch is on me, baby. I got you. She said, okay, cool. I'm at such and such a restaurant, and just Zelle me some money to take care of my meal. And she looked at her Zelle, pulled this up, Malik, and in her account was a whopping $15.
Damn.
Okay.
Based.
She said that she wanted a salad. And read this for me, Nat. This boy said,
lunch is on him today and asked for what I wanted. I said salad and get a Zelle for $15. I sent it right back because, $15 is crazy. Baby, you can keep that.
Ungrateful.
Well, salad in a lot of places does cost less than $15.
Yeah, exactly.
Salad is
if a
shady.
man
15.
said that he was going to treat you for lunch, how much should he Zelle you? Keep it very simple. Give me the amount, Amy. Go ahead.
50.
How much?
50.
$50 for lunch.
Yeah.
What are you having for lunch, Amy?
I don't know. It's just rounding up, right? I mean, depends on gratuity. It depends on,
This
if
chick
you
is
have an
rounding
appetizer.
up. Okay, Nat, how much should your man Zelle you for lunch?
Like a quick lunch, I think honestly like $20.
Yeah.
$20.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm on a diet. Now I dated a guy that he made great money. And it would run my gears because when he would send me money, like, oh, go do your nails, he would send me right on the dot how much it was.
That's why you
That
gotta
shit
lie.
was so
Round it up.
annoying.
At least
to
it was
me.
a less.
It was no. But either way, the fact that you sent me right on the dot, it's like you really couldn't even just send like an extra like 10 for like whatever
Based.
the case. Like
Sprinkle,
that
sprinkle.
makes such a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Hey babe, I'm gonna get lunch. $20 for lunch. Thanks, babe. No problem. You want to send me $50? That's also phenomenal. But if there's one
All
thing I
right.
hate is that on the dot.
Danny, you're going for lunch. Your man wants to treat you. Just you, lunch. How much should he send you?
What kind of lunch are we talking?
I don't know. You're just getting lunch. You wanted a salad. You wanted the big salad. How much should he send you?
I would say like 30.
30.
Yeah, like a meal and a drink.
Easy.
Like a Diet Coke.
Easy lemon squeezy. All right, so 30 is the magic number for you. Slow jams with that tax write-off.
I agree.
You're gonna get some lunch. How
Yeah,
much you want?
On your food expense, when you write me off, go ahead and put the 30 in there. Yeah.
All right,
It's fine.
30. 30 is the magic number. Dea?
Well, when I go out to eat for lunch, if it's a quick one, it's just 20.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't go over 20 for me, at least.
Right.
Okay.
Unless I'm going to a fancy restaurant.
Exactly.
But if I'm just getting a quick lunch, it's only $20.
All right. When your girl sends you money for lunch, how much you want your girl to send you?
I would say between 20 and 30, only because like 9 times out of 10, if I need you to send me money for lunch, I'm working or something, so I'm ordering.
All right.
So like
the
with
fees.
DoorDash, 20 to
Yeah.
30. If
Those
I'm going to
fees.
get it, yeah, about
So
20.
you girls are all between 20 and 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, little skinny girl over here needs a $50 lunch, Amy.
Oh, she's
What are you
pocketing
having
that
for
money.
lunch?
That's different. You're pocketing that money. That's
You know what
different.
Amy's doing? She's like, send me 50, and then she's spending that on her boyfriend's lunch right there. She's treating her man for lunch.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
Controversial.
Ah, that's called a Ponzi scheme.
Well, listen, if we're going to Soho House, 50.
Okay. Alex.
There's
if I'm
again,
going
it
out
depends on
anywhere else,
location.
it's
There's
100.
a lot of places in Miami that even a basic meal, you're looking at like $37.
Yeah, like an
then you have a
entree.
tip. Then even the sparkling water is like $7.50,
Yeah.
right? It's like
All right.
It adds up.
But
Guys,
if I want
everyone
to be
needs to have
safe,
lunch
and
these
like
days.
Nat said, not send the exact money on the
Hate
dot.
that
50
shit.
is a very safe bet for any place your woman could possibly go.
That's
Gotcha.
true.
Alex, when your girl wants lunch, she says, I'm going to get a big salad. We're using this from this lady right there. How much you sending your girl for lunch?
0. If I want to treat my girl for lunch, I'm going to be there. Like, I'm not going to just sell her money so she can have lunch.
What
by
if you
herself.
can't be there and she's hungry?
Well, she has a good job. She makes money.
Damn.
I don't need to. I don't want a sugar baby. I want like a girl who actually is
But
into me
she's
for me.
hungry
you want a
and she's
salad?
asking.
Wait,
for
I
money.
thought that
Well, if she has no money on her, yeah, obviously give her money.
Okay.
But assuming this is assuming the girl probably has her wallet on her, she's got her purse, she's got her credit cards.
So let me ask you, do you
Let me treat
subscribe
you
to
for
the red
lunch.
pill ideology?
No, I think red pill is dog shit.
Okay, but isn't a lot of the dating advice that you give kind of within that realm of, like, for example, if you were looking at like Destiny's perspective versus yours, would you say that your camp falls more within the advice or category of red pill space?
Not really, no. I don't believe in this whole thing that you need to make 6 figures before you can be successful. I was watching Tate's War Room yesterday or somebody linked to it, where they were saying that, yeah, if you don't make at least 6 figures, the girl will never submit to you. If you want a girl really to submit to you, you gotta be making a lot of money. And I'm like, yeah, she's submitting to you because she's an employee. You're giving her money for submission, right? That's not really what I want, or that's a sugar baby. So the last thing I want is a sugar baby. I don't want my attraction to be in any way contingent on my money. I will do nice things for my girlfriend all the time, but she's already with me. We've been together for 3 years. At this point, I know she's not with me for my money. But when I'm first meeting a girl, I'm not gonna like say, oh yeah, let me just sell you like $25 so you can have lunch.
No,
So
but
what's
if you're
the
dating a
attraction
girl-
contingent on them? Because the framework that I was following, and let me know if I'm completely off base here, but if you're talking about having a one-sided open relationship and you're talking about a woman submitting, these are various talking points that are brought up in this space. Isn't the whole premise of that a man protects and provides, and then a woman is the one who gives her beauty, her loyalty, all of these other various factors?
I'm not a red pillar. I make fun of red pillars all the time. No, I don't buy into any of that. First of all, protection. What does that even mean? When you're living in 2024 in Miami, everyone has like doormans and shit, so that's pretty much obsolete. The other thing they say is sharing your resources. Okay, that means essentially giving the girl money. What I want that's not solid attraction. That's just external things that she can get from any other guy, and she will when a richer guy comes along. What attraction should be based on is emotional connection, great sex. There should be some element of physical attraction, shared experiences, bonding, all that kind of stuff that's internal, not external. External things are very fleeting. There's always going to be a richer guy that comes along, and these red pillars always complain like, oh, these girls can't be trusted. Yeah, because the only thing you brought to the table was money, and then she met a richer guy.
Amen.
Well said to that, Alex, right there.
Thank you.
So, by the way, I really liked Alex's answer. I'll tell you why. Because it made me think of some things. You guys are all 20, 25, 20, Amy's 50. He's like, yeah, if I'm going to spend money on you, I'm going to take you for lunch, and we'll spend $100 on lunch. This nitpicky $12, $15, $20 thing is very weird. Sure. Like, if you're a high status guy and you're busy and you got a million things going on, I'd rather, and I've been in this situation before a handful of times, and let's say I'm dating a young, beautiful girl, and maybe she doesn't have enough money yet, she doesn't have her shit together. I'd rather give her $1,000 and say, don't bother me with the little things. You want to get your nails done? You handle it. You want to go get a big salad? You handle it. Here's a good amount of money. Leave me out of the little things. Now, this dude out here who's trying to do a nice gesture, sends his girl $15, he gets a refund back. All of a sudden, it's like he's the bad guy now because he basically was penny pinching on $15. It's a way better look to say, here's a G, do what you got to do, leave me out of the minutia of your, you want the extra avocado for lunch at Chipotle that's going to cost you $2.99. Not a good look for you.
No, it's
but you
better
have
off,
to
it's better off to
consider-
just text her LOL.
Yeah, but you're better. You also have to
When she
consider
asks for
with your
money.
partner where they're at. If you're making billions or millions of dollars, you better send me $100 for lunch. If you're making, minimum wage, okay, $15 does fine. Making, $20 does fine. You also want to consider where your partner is at. But sending no lunch,
Are you assuming like you're married with kids?
no.
Committed
Just a-
relationship,
just a
committed
regular
long-term
Long-term
relationship.
relationship, and your girl's like, babe, I'm hungry. Can you send me lunch? What if you bought the lunch and it was sent to her?
you have your wallet on you or you do not. If you don't have your wallet on you, then yeah, that's reasonable. But you're probably pretty successful. You make probably 6 figures, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but even if your
why
girl
would I
is
just
making
give you
money?
money randomly? Like, I don't understand
Because
that.
you want to take care of how your significant other's feeling. My girl's
I just
fed,
never had desire
she's
to be a
happy,
sugar daddy.
she comes home, she wants to do whatever with you. Thank you for lunch, babe, yay! And now you were able to provide something for her when she's
Yeah,
not
I'll
in
do
the
nice
present.
gestures for my girlfriend. Like, I find that a little bit different than just, maybe we're talking about 2 different things. I'm assuming like a girl that you're casually dating, you don't really know that well.
No,
You're assuming like really in a relationship.
Yes.
And just a nice gesture. Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
fine then.
Okay.
That's what we're talking
That's
about,
what we're talking
right?
about.
Yeah. Okay, but bottom line is, and then we'll move right
But
along.
it should be voluntarily. It shouldn't be like because she
Sure.
demands it.
Sure.
Of course.
I mean, both, but it could be both.
No,
Babe,
fuck
can you
that.
buy me lunch?
If a girl's
Like,
I don't think a
demanding-
girl should
I'm
ever
gonna say
demand
if a
from
girl
you
is
send me
asking
lunch.
you to buy her
If a
lunch, it's
girl's
probably
like,
because she
"Buy
doesn't
me
have
lunch,"
it.
I'll be
No,
like,
I'm
"Buy me
assuming if a
shit."
girl is asking you to buy her lunch
Yeah.
and you guys are in a committed relationship, it's obviously because she may not have it. That would be my
Yeah, if that's the
assumption.
case, of course. I'm not like
But
cheap,
here's what's not
sort
being
of.
said. She's ungrateful. Like
Yeah.
Thank
she's
you. Somebody
literally
said it.
complaining
Right.
to the whole world and throwing this guy under the bus because he gave her $15. Are you serious? That's so like people lack compassion, people lack gratitude, and it's so sad because
Yes.
like you could just be like, thank you. Like that's it. You
Yeah.
didn't have to shade him to the whole internet.
Right.
Like people are people still. It doesn't matter if they're a guy or a girl. And I just feel like people lack human decency nowadays where it's like she could have just been grateful and that's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes guys don't know. Like he genuinely could have not known that it would cost more than $15. If she had said,
Yeah.
"Hey babe, this is actually going to be 27," I'm sure he would have sent the difference. And like
Right.
But what
I've had a
salad?
guy literally who sent me wine before. He sent me wine from the gas station. And I had to inform this man that you cannot say, "I'm sorry, I don't drink gas station." He was like, "Wait, there's a difference? I'm so sorry. I had no idea that there was a difference between gas station wine and sending you wine from the
Publix.
wine store, right?"
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
guys just don't know. And, you know, like you said, a little bit of compassion.
Yeah.
But also, how good of a relationship is this where the girl, her first reaction isn't to talk to the guy, isn't discuss it with him, but to publicly shame him?
Right.
Bingo.
That's not
Right.
a relationship.
And then who's gonna
So,
want to send her
I-
anything?
Who do you put the blame on here? By the way, just so let's nip this in the bud. Is it him for being cheap, where you should have sent 25, or is it her for being ungrateful? How do you divvy up
It's
the
her.
blame, Amy? What percentage?
In this instance, definitely her. You should never disparage somebody online publicly. The second anybody does that, the whole argument, it's thrown out the window. It's definitely
Alex, who do
on
you
her.
put the blame on here?
Mostly her, but also him for not having stronger boundaries.
Okay, Matt.
I put it on her. That's it. Your relationship is your relationship. Period.
This is
point
on
blank.
her. How about you, Danny?
Yeah, her. She was ungrateful.
It's on her.
Yeah.
Her, and she shot herself in the foot by showing that you're an asshole. Now nobody wants to send you anything, and I'm pretty sure she got ate up in that comment section. So.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, we already know it's her.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's her.
To the chopping
Okay.
block.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree with you guys. Okay. Yes, she's a shitty person because she's putting her dude on blast.
Right.
But if you're gonna do a nice gesture for your girl, or at least what you think is a nice gesture for your girl, don't go cheap, dude. It's so easy to spend $25.
But
You're
what
gonna
if you only
No,
ask
hold
for
on.
a salad?
Hold on. I don't care what you're
income.
making. You're gonna send $15 and set yourself up to be exposed as a cheap person.
Yeah, but
There's a difference between being frugal and cheap. Frugal is like, listen, baby, I'm gonna take you out for dinner later. I don't want to deal with this. Whatever the excuse is. Now you're gonna send your girl $15. What if you send her $12? Hey, you know that's only. I can't even get the extra dressing right now. He's setting himself up to be exposed for being cheap. Just send a good amount or don't send anything at all.
What's a good amount?
Don't go half-assed.
What's a good amount?
For a
Not
salad.
15.
Okay, what's a good
$20
salad?
minimum.
$20. So
$5 difference.
I'm just saying. That $5 extra.
She can get
That
that
$5
extra
extra dollars. This bitch ain't tweeting about you at that point. That's all I'm saying. 15. Stop it. Send 18. Hi, Judaism
I
out
thought you
there.
were
Forget
gonna
about
say
you guys.
$19.99.
Holy shit.
That is so funny.
All right, guys.
$5.99.
Couple more topics before we wrap up. We better have about a half hour left.
Yes.
Now I'm fired up over here.
$20.
So, $20. Speaking of fired up, there was a couple incidents that we'll talk about Sean Strickland for a second. So, a lot of people talk trash online,
Yes.
right? And one of the more common things out there is say it to my face, bro.
Yeah.
Say it to my face. Well, you know what? Sean Strickland, if you don't know who he is, he's gonna say it to your face. If he doesn't say it to your face, he might just punch you straight in your face, okay? He made news this past week Sean Strickland. He's a UFC middleweight guy. I think he beat the shit out of Israel Adesanya. No, was it Israel Adesanya? Yeah, I think it was. He's a badass dude. He ran into Machine Gun Kelly at a slapbox event in Vegas, and he hilariously insulted Machine Gun Kelly as a freaking weirdo to his face. He says, "I'm easy to find, vampire man." Sean Strickland calls Machine Gun Kelly a weird dude to his face. If you scroll down, I believe we have a video of this. All right, yeah, see if you can play that real quick.
Serious.
But by the way, it's probably going to hit you with an ad right quick. That's Machine Gun Kelly, who's dating, obviously, Megan Fox. I think they're married.
You can't hear too much.
All right.
Yeah, I
well,
didn't hear
basically, he
any of
said he was talking smack. He called him a weirdo. He made fun of his outfit. He made fun of his nail paint and all that. He called him Vampire Man. And he said, if you've got a problem, I'm easy to find. So that same day, do you have that video with him and our friend Sneako? That same day, that argument with Machine Gun Kelly, he did a little boxing exhibition match with Sneako. And apparently he was going light on the guy for the first round or so, giving him, a little friendly chance to show him what he's got going. Have you seen this video?
No.
Your eyes look so intrigued. And Malik, let us know when you have this video. So Sneako, we've seen celebrity boxing. We've seen what's going on out there. Now, here's what happened when Sneako, let's play the volume. Hold on, Malik.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, Malik.
No.
Restart the video. Here's what happened when Sean Strickland and Sneako got into the ring together. He took it easy on him on first. And then until the last 30 seconds, when Sean Strickland basically said, all right, you want to find out who I am? Well, to our friend Sneako, respect for Sneako getting in the ring even.
Yeah.
Here's what ended up happening there. Let's play the volume.
Oh no.
You can see
Guys, do we have volume?
Yeah, it's low though. He's not even going that
You didn't fall down, Sneako. You didn't fall down. That's good graphics. Heavy shots, man.
All right. Look, I got to give Sneako
Yeah.
a massive amount of credit right now.
Good job.
He got the snot beat out of him right there, but he didn't fall down.
Yeah.
Respect to you, Sneako, for getting in the ring with the UFC champion right there. Wild ass dude. But let's get back to the Machine Gun Kelly thing.
Yeah.
I want to know from you ladies, there's two types of men, okay? There's a badass dude that just beating the shit out of people, that is running his mouth and backing it up. But then, can we show a picture of what Machine Gun Kelly looks like? Malik, just Google that real quick.
He's like 7'4".
He's a tall, skinny dude. I would say he's more of an emo type of guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's beating up anybody out there. He is long and lean and skinny as hell. So I want to know from you ladies. Yeah, look, go to the picture with him in the pink.
This one?
In the pink.
With Megan.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Okay. Punch in on that picture right there. Okay. I would say that is more of a feminine man. He's literally wearing pink. He's got his pink hair. Yet he's holding down Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Respect to him on that.
Yeah.
Ladies, what do you prefer? More the badass dude who gets fired up. You don't ever know what that guy's gonna do. All right. Or more of like the emo type guy, a little more sensitive, a little more willing to cry. What type of guy would you prefer, Danny? The
But they're both
badass dude
famous
or
as
the
fuck.
emo dude?
Well, when you say badass, like they don't necessarily have to be fighting people in a ring, no?
Yeah.
Like I prefer like a strong man that's not feminine at all.
Okay, so to be clear, Sean Strickland, Machine Gun Kelly. If all things are equal, they're both wealthy, they're both famous, they're both successful. You taking the badass dude, or you taking the emo guy with the
badass
painted nails?
dude.
You're taking the badass
Yeah.
dude. Well, okay, we're getting somewhere. Why the badass dude?
I feel like I want to be with a man that's going to be dominant and like a real man. I feel like someone like Machine Gun Kelly, I mean, let's not discredit him. The man is extremely talented. I've actually seen him live a couple times. But, like, it's just not what I'm looking for. Like, I'm the woman. I want to feel like the woman. I want the man to feel like the man. And those feminine men, they usually are, like, too feminine for me.
So you're not into Harry Styles in a dress? That's
Not at
your
all.
thing?
Not at all.
None of you guys are into that?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Justin Bieber,
Slow
though?
jams? You into more the Sean Strickland fighting type or the Machine Gun Kelly painting his nails type? What are you into?
I'm not too sure, but more so I'm leaning towards the Sean Strickland. I did have a guy who was in a private organization, and one day we went out somewhere, and I had on these gorgeous heels, and this guy, all he said was, "You have really cool shoes." And the dude turned around and grabbed him up like this, and I was nervous because same thing like we were saying earlier, that was also my provider. Now, if his ass would have went to prison or jail, I would have been swept from under my feet. I'm not married to him. So sometimes it's dangerous. It's like a risk factor.
Just to be
on both
clear,
sides, yeah.
You're with a dude. Some other dude complimented your
My
shoes.
yeah.
And homeboy snatched him up.
Yeah, he's like, "What did you say?" I'm like, "Babe, please let him go."
He's doing too much.
All he said was,
But did he kind of like, is it, hey, nice shoes, that's nice? Or is he like,
yes,
yeah,
it was one of
I like them
those.
shoes,
Yes,
girl,
it was
kind of
one-
a,
it
well,
was
yeah,
like, I
that's
almost said,
inappropriate.
"I like your ass," but
Well, of course, that's why I asked the
way.
question. Nobody's going to get mad saying, hey, cool shoes. Cool, but if he's like, yeah, girl, I like them. I know how these dudes are out there, okay?
Yeah, but
He's-
that's just
these are the hey, shouty types. I know these guys.
But the guys
Hey,
that
hey, ma.
extreme.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, ma. No.
no, it was a
How
white
about you,
dude.
Dea?
So
You know, he's a good Christian man. Let's say he's not praying to the devil like Machine Gun Kelly probably is.
Right.
You want a good, strong man, protector, kick some ass, or you want something a little bit more in touch with his feminine side, painting his nails, wearing a dress?
Well, definitely nothing like Machine Kelly. I don't want a man like that. Definitely like Sean, but not you have to have self-control. I don't think it's necessary at all to just insult people to their face and like walk away. It's like you're always looking for a fight. That is not peaceful. I don't want that kind of life. I want a man who's disciplined, has self-control, and knows how to treat people kindly. So if you're built and you got muscles and you're strong and you have a strong character, like that's ideal. But that Sean guy, he's too much, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the trick question right now. Shake. Here we go. You haven't been with a man in years. Okay? Obviously, if you had to choose between Sean Strickland, Machine Gun Kelly, and Megan Fox, we all know you're picking Megan Fox. We know that.
Right.
So she's off the cards right now. So between the man's man, fighter guy, or the emo, emotional dude in pink wearing a dress, who's your pick? Woman who's into lesbians and hasn't been a man in 2 years?
It's like in between for me. I wouldn't want a guy who paints his nails per se, but like I'm obsessed with kind of like the Joker and stuff like that. So
Like
if
that guy over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if they have like certain tendencies, as long as it's not like super feminine. So
Well,
you
this
don't
is a
have to be,
binary
like,
option
hard.
right here. There's no gray, there's no middle, there's not like, if Sean
Well,
Strickland
then-
and Machine Gun Kelly had a baby, I would want that. You
Okay,
get to pick one.
Machine.
You're going the emo guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tell us why.
I just told you. I have like a weird, like, he seems possessive in a way. So I
Who
can see
does?
beyond Machine Gun. Like,
So
but
you're into
beyond
that.
the nails and the pink and all that,
Yeah.
there are certain characteristics that those men carry that I like.
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Amy,
Hi.
who you picking between those two people?
Definitely Sean. However, there has been a time in my life where I choose MGK, and I'll tell you why. It's because, what is it, the law of balance or the law of polarity? Like, at the end of the day, if you are in your masculine as a woman, either because you're in survival mode, you've been through trauma, maybe you're in a job that demands you to exhibit very masculine qualities, then by the laws of nature, how God ordained it, you are naturally going to seek to balance that out. So you will look for a man who has more effeminate qualities and vice versa. Same thing for guys who are more in their feminine, they'll look for women who have more masculine qualities. Guys who are like MGK, purely in their creative energy, that is more of a effeminate trait, you know, not necessarily when you're just talking black and white like that, but on the balance of probabilities, generally speaking, that elicits more feminine qualities. So it makes sense. A woman like Megan Fox, boss bitch, right? Considered at the time one of the top of her field, the sexiest women. But she's empowered by that. She's in her masculine. She's a strong woman. It makes sense that she would go with a more effeminate guy. And me, being someone who at the time I've had to be in my masculine and cultivate those characteristics, I was attracted to the more emo guy. Now, today, it's literally the complete opposite. Those types of guys absolutely repulse me. So it's funny how it changes depending on where you're at in life.
So when you were, very good insight right there. So a woman can kind of shift between her masculine and her feminine energy, and when she's more in her masculine energy, she'll be more into the emo type of guy, but if she's more in her feminine energy, she'd be more into the more dominant fighter guy. Explain what it is for a woman to be quote unquote in her masculine energy. Break that down.
Yeah, so I mean, there are traits that are associated with masculinity and there's traits that are associated with femininity. Oftentimes, in order to be highly successful, to be in the top 1% of your field as a woman, that requires you to exhibit very masculine characteristics. You know, a lot of self-discipline. You need to be disagreeable. Oftentimes, you need to be able to debate, you need to be able to fight for your standing in this world, which is in direct contradiction to the feminine characteristics of just flowing, going with the flow, being highly creative. These things are honestly almost in complete contrast to one another. And so I don't think that women can just switch from a masculine to a feminine, like turning a light switch on and off. I think it's very difficult to do that. It's very difficult for people to change in general. But there are different phases of life. And sometimes, for example, your teenage years are drastically different to your adult years due to things that you go through throughout that period of time. But it's not like turning a light switch on and off, like, oh, I'm going to be in my masculine now, and then when I come home, I'm going to switch to my feminine. I don't believe it's like that. I think that these are built-in traits that you develop either through repetition, through needing to be in that specific role over and over and over again, or it's things that can come through trauma and just dealing with the cards that you're dealt.
Thank you for that breakdown. I can assure you guys of one thing. One of the least attractive traits a woman can have is being disagreeable. Like, there's nothing more annoying that you, what? Yeah, this. You're looking at Exhibit A right here, guys.
But I'm your co-host.
Exactly.
So
Stay
I think
away.
you like it.
Stay away. Nat, who would you pick between Machine Gun Kelly and Sean Strickland? What type of dude would you be more interested in?
It's funny. I actually relate to Amy's statement because as I'm dating, I'll date one far to the other side, and I'm just like in between right now. But if I were to pick, I guess I'd pick Sean because I guess he technically is capable to take care of the job if needed be, but it's just those type of people are very reactive. When you date those really masculine men, like they're ready to fight all the time, and I'm somebody who I'm like, let's just walk away. I'm the type to like walk away. We don't even need to deal with that. Like we're better than that. Like don't even pay attention to that. So, but if you're asking me like survival mode, if who would I want my man to be in that case, I want my man to be the strong guy beating the other guy up. Simple. That's, I mean, I would think that's a feminine.
But that's also, there's an element of insecurity with guys that do that. There's a lot of the top fighters that actually are less violent outside the ring.
Oh, I'm sure there's, but what I've noticed from the men that I've dated who have been more masculine, because I've dated guys who are a little bit more in their, you know, emotional, you know, they're more present in that sense. And that's when I was a little bit more in my masculine energy. But I've also dated guys who've also been very, very masculine, and they're just too aggressive. I'm like, you need to just calm down a bit. We don't have to fight everyone that looks this way. And so it's just finding that happy medium between the both. But survival mode, I want the guy who's going to win. That's
Alex, how would you process what these ladies, women's answers?
I'm not into dudes.
No, how would you process what these ladies are saying?
I mean, they have different preferences. I mean, she prefers more feminine men. Although I would argue if she was ever with a masculine guy, if she had that experience, because she said she's never really been with a guy, that she might have a different choice. It seems like the other women are a little bit more experienced with men. I'm not saying that, you know, in a weird way like that, but so you probably have a better idea what you want. The only thing that I have a slight disagreement with you, well, actually, it's not disagreement. It's like it's a personal thing for you, where you can't really switch like that. But like a lot of the girls I've dated, they're actually quite successful in their career. You know, and they're like, you know, they have to be assertive because they're working in a big corporate company that's mostly dominated by men. But when they come home, they like being submissive and feminine with me, right? So it's like a nice treat. So I don't know. Maybe it's just for you, it's hard to switch.
No, I could agree with that. I would say that I've been in an industry before, for example, sales. Sales is a boys' club, right? And when I was doing very well, the top, 1 to 3% of the sales companies that I was a part of, I was very masculine in those roles. Now for Valuetainment, I do media distribution. I'm in my creative all the time. Sometimes I work 12-hour days, but I love it. And I literally feel like I blink and my days are over because I'm in touch with my more feminine characteristics. So I think it also depends on the role that the woman's in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for that. Let me give a little message to the guys out there. So, the conversation with should you be more the fighter type like a Sean Strickland or be a little bit more emotional and emo type like a Machine Gun Kelly, life is all about balance. The famous saying, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson talks about this all the time, that you need to be a monster, but be able to control it. This is called stoicism. So there's nothing more attractive, I assume, for a woman, for a man to be strong and stoic and keep his shit together. The least attractive thing is a guy who's an absolute psychopath and can't keep his act together and wants to fight everybody for just saying one little thing. But I would assume that even less attractive than that is a man that won't fight anybody at all because he's scared. Can I get an amen from the ladies out here? So life is all about balance, and you basically need to sort of understand where you're at in life. Be strong, be stoic, be a warrior in a garden, not a gardener at war. Shout out to Dr. Jordan Peterson for that one.
Love that.
Guys, here we go. Moving right along here. We're going to cover 2 more stories, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay. So, I need your guys' help right now.
Yay.
We all see the stats out there about Gen Z becoming a little bit more LGBT-esque in their day. No offense to you. Not that we don't like that.
None taken.
I got no problem with the L's. I got no problem with the G's. I got no problem with the B's. But what's going on with the T's? What's going on with the Q's? What's going on with the pluses? What's going on with all the other letters in the alphabet after that?
You forgot the I. You forgot the
I don't
intersex
even know what the
people.
I is.
What about the intersex people, Adam? That's really rude.
Amy, I don't even know what that is. But everyone can do what they want to do. Just leave the kids alone.
Thank you.
Leave the kids alone.
Yeah,
Let them figure it out of themselves. We don't need indoctrinating kids. But speaking of kids, there's some stats out there from The Hill, if we can pull this up, about how boys are trending in a certain direction and girls are trending in the complete opposite direction. And I want to have this conversation with you guys right now. So what is happening right now, if we can pull up that graph, is that high school boys are trending more conservative, but high school girls are trending more liberal. And it's becoming completely polarized. You talked about polarity a little bit earlier, Amy, where boys, here's some stats for you. 25% of 12th grade boys have identified as conservative over the last few years, while only 13% have identified as liberal. Compare that to 21% back in 2009. If you can punch in. The numbers almost are irrelevant. You see how the red has skyrocketed for boys, whereas the blue has skyrocketed in the opposite direction, plummeted for girls. Boys are going more conservative, girls are going more liberal. Here's some numbers on the girls. 30% of 12th grade girls have identified as liberal. That's up 10% from 2012. So women between 18 and 29 are more likely to identify as liberal than ever before. So here's what's happening. The boys are going this way and the girls are going this way. To use Alex and Amy's kind of situation, the boys are going more red pill and the girls are going more feminist. How likely is this to work out in the end? Meaning,
It will.
we've had this conversation before. We said, what is the least likely that a relationship will work? If you have a different religion, if you have different ethnicity, or if you have different political affiliation. I would argue these days that different ethnicity is the last on the list these days. Black guy, white girl, Asian guy, Latino, it's all relevant. We all know that our friend Sheikh out here, she'll take what she can get at this point. Okay, as long as he, she, they, them got a fat ass. We know that. Okay? Religion-wise, I've seen a Christian marry a Muslim, a Jew, a Buddhist, it's all good. Good luck getting a MAGA Republican and a Obama feminist to get along in the same house. Good luck with all that. So when these boys and girls are trending in the wrong direction, that's in 12th grade. All of a sudden, their ideologies are going to get codified. Elections are going to happen in 2024. They're going to be as polarized as ever. So I want you to, I want some, I don't want to just go negative here. How can we bring the boys and the girls, if that's what they're into these days, together? I want your suggestions. Amy, let's start with you and we'll go around the horn here.
I'll be super fast. I think it's really natural for girls to be more liberal. I think that a lot of people start off liberal until they get a little bit wiser to things, because oftentimes a liberal ideology is in alignment with helping marginalized groups. Before you become educated and really figure out the way that impacts policy in certain areas or the possible agendas that exist behind them, of course you want to help people. That's a very normal thing until you get better educated. So it makes sense that young women are like this. Now, one thing that you mentioned in your recent interview with Zuby that I loved, you talked about the horseshoe. A lot of people who are conservative and liberal are actually really not that different. It's the people on the extremes, the polarization at the end of the day. That's where we're seeing a really big issue. It also makes sense for me that guys would trend more conservative. What do they have to relate to on the liberal front, more specifically the progressive front, now that you have the they, them gremlins and men can be women and women can be... I mean, what do young men possibly have to relate to on the liberal side? So for me, it makes perfect sense. And I think that, you know, with time, we're going to see a resolution to this, because at the end of the day, a lot of this is caricatures, the extreme right, the extreme left that are being highlighted. And I don't think it's always conducive with reality.
Well said. Alex, you're a dating coach. You've seen a million different types of relationships out there. Spin this into a positive light. How can men and women actually end up together? Because we see that people are less likely to get married, less likely to have kids. Things are trending in the wrong direction. If anything, we want America to have more kids, to be more unified. What's your advice out there?
Well, first of all, me and my girlfriend are different politically, and we love each other. We have discussions about it. It's fun. Sometimes we're like, all right, let's not talk about this for an hour. But that can't happen. I've hooked up with super conservative girls, super liberal girls. That's not necessarily a deal breaker unless they're super far gone to the extreme. I do agree with you on that. It's also a real shame that being liberal is now associated with being like a weirdo who's like super weak, and that like you're all about like using PC pronouns and shit. That's not really what liberal is, or at least not what it used to be. An old school liberal is someone who wants more like economic equality, wants to have a higher minimum wage, wants to have universal health care, wants to have, you know, less wars, more free speech, right? That's what real liberalism is. It just got kind of corrupted by all the cringe SJW lords. So yeah, I would consider myself like a more of an old school liberal, but somewhere between a libertarian and that.
Yeah, libertarian.
Yeah.
It's different to liberal, correct?
Yeah, but I would say I'm somewhere in between.
Okay.
But I'm all in favor of closing corporate tax loopholes. I'm all in favor of like, you know, getting rid of stupid wars that America always gets into, or all the massive spending on the Pentagon. I'm all pro free speech. Although now that's really become associated with the right. I don't know how that even happened, because 20 years ago was another way. But the point is that like, yeah, I think as long as you're not like a weirdo extremist where you're like walking around in like a MAGA hat and like jerking off to Donald Trump on the other extreme.
Oh man.
It happens, believe it or not. On the other extreme, you know, you're not like a super feminist pussy. I think if you're just like a normal person and you just have certain, I guess, political positions, it shouldn't be a deal breaker. I think it's sad that nowadays a lot of people who have different political beliefs can't even associate with each other. Like when I hear like, I can't be friends with a Trump supporter, I can't be friends with a liberal, it's so cringe. I have friends from like every type of dynamic. It shouldn't matter unless of course you're so indoctrinated you're just like too far gone.
Okay,
Yes,
Danny,
sir.
you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, sure. So I think that, first of all, these kids are young. They're only in 12th grade. They haven't seen a lot of the real world, what it's like to work, how it's going to impact them financially, where they actually live, what state they are. I mean, I'm from California, where it's one of the most liberal states in the country. And coming from there to here, like, the aura in the air is just so different. Like, people in California are so, like, take offense to a lot of things. They're very sensitive. People here are, like, you honestly can't talk about being conservative in California without being like shunned. I think that eventually, like with the kids like leaning in polar opposite directions, I think it'll work itself out. I think they're gonna get real life experience, and people are gonna realize certain things when it comes to money, family, like politics, that people are gonna meet in the middle and make it work.
Well said. Well, looks like Slow Jam's busted out her glasses to get super smart on this one right now. So give us some 2020 vision onto how you would spin this into a positive light.
Okay, let me give you 2024 vision. So
Ooh.
what you were saying, I totally agree. Yes, they're not old enough to understand what survey they filled out. But I will say women over and over and over, and young ladies have heard that L word so much. And liberation has been tied to feminism. Liberation has been tied to getting your own degrees. Liberation has been tied to being a whore. Liberation has been tied to, of course, the girls are going to pick that. But because the girls are, I guess, being more pushed to be more liberal, which could be dangerous in some aspects if they get too far, that's what's making the guys or the dudes go the conservative route. And that's where the red and blue pill come from, and the superwoman and Superman versus wars come in and out. I do think even if I go down the entertainment route, there's so many examples of slight liberation in music videos and movies and shows. And then you have polarizing dudes like Andrew Tate, which I'm kind of glad he exists because it's bringing the hair back on a lot of men's chests. You know, it's pretty good. But I'm not surprised because, like I said, there's this super influence of the open freedom when I feel like it's really not that much freedom. It's really, I don't know if there's a word for like non-empowering, but being completely open and liberal is not something you should look for. And I think it's also kind of the traits of the gender. It's a masculine, conservative thing to have discipline. And then it's more of a liberal, open, creative thing, like you said, like women to just be more fluctuating with there's no solid form of what they should be, even though there should be one to maintain the control.
Well said. Dea.
So when I see that chart, it actually kind of gives me hope for the future, because that means like men are really waking up. And and you know, I follow the Bible, so they're the leaders of the household. They're the leaders of the family unit. So if the men are conservative, that means we have a bright future.
Well said. Look at you. Shake, what, you want to give us some input right here?
Yeah, I pretty much.
Because you and your girlfriend are probably trending liberal, and that's totally okay.
Yeah, but I do have faith that it will, you know, come to a balance. I think that it's needed, actually, the separation and you know, different ways of direction, because like what everybody else was saying, it just creates balance, like in the views of men and women, because there's a lot of pressure on women, I think, and so liberal is like needed. And yeah, pretty much what everybody else said.
This is where men need a man. Nat, final word, and then I'll wrap up.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with Dea on this. I think it's actually, in a way, kind of a good thing. It's allowing men to really wake up and have that masculinity be supported. I think there was that phase where it was kind of being shunned down, and that's why we are kind of where everyone is right now. You know, at the end of the day, history repeats itself. We're going to somehow come back together eventually at one point. And I will say this, you know, men also did get someone like an Andrew Tate to kind of come in and be like, hey, wake up. I don't think today women have a specific example of a woman that's, you know, maybe she was more liberal and then she's turned conservative. You see a lot of celebrities, they really may not even talk about what their views are and roles and certain things because they want to protect their, you know, identity. But I think if all it's going to take really is a strong female voice in that space to really maybe make a change publicly and say, ladies, be a lady, you know, like men, keep stepping up. That's literally what it's like. But that's so important because men, when Andrew Tate hit the market, all these guys are like, yeah, actually, my wife does make me feel feminine. Actually, yeah, you do this. I think women today, they need that. And I think eventually it will come together, but men keep being masculine and, you know, lead the household.
I'll give a quick synopsis here, and then we'll do the happy ending. What was that? Is everything okay?
Motorcycle.
Okay, gotcha.
I got
a man's man out there.
I was going to say, go fight him, Adam. Go fight him.
No, I'm good. Keep it stoic. Keep it cool. But Dea, I appreciate what you had to say. I'll tell you a story real quick. So it was about a year ago. I'm out with a buddy. He's out with a girl. And she has some girlfriends. And me and one of the girlfriends kind of hit it off. And we end up having dinner. We got to some drinks. And treated this girl like an absolute gentleman. Paid for dinner, drinks, like had a great, she's like, I can't wait to see you again. Awesome, cool. She's like texting me, cool, great. I wake up the next day and this is the first text I get. I wake up and it says, so you fuck with Tate? I'm like, that's the first text I see.
Oh, man.
I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I saw on your Instagram, because I just interviewed Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Patrick and I flew to, I think it was Madrid at this point.
Yeah, I remember this.
There's a picture of Tate on there. I was like, yeah. I interviewed
AI,
him.
you know, it's weird.
Yeah, I was like, she's like, well, I can't be with anybody that is like respects him. I was like, oh, well, why is that? She's just like, because you know, treat women like property. Basically, I was like, excuse me, did you not just have a beautiful evening last night? Did I not just pay for everything? Did I not just send you an Uber home? Did I not completely take care of you, provide, protect, and respect? And all of a sudden, this is the first thing that I get in the morning, like, fuck you. Okay? And I was like, you know what? Lose my number. I didn't even text her back again. Because this lack of respect that women have for men who look up to men or friends with men who are masculine. And it's actually disrespectful. I interviewed a guy called Daryl Davis. And this is one of the more transcendent interviews I've ever done. Daryl Davis is a black musician that lives in the South that plays in all the Southern gin joints and jazz joints. And he's out there. And it's a very racist area where he's at. But this guy is such a G and just such an absolute amazing person that he sort of befriends KKK members. See if you can find a picture of Daryl Davis. Befriends KKK members and treats them with love and respect. Here he is right here, Daryl Davis right here.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Punching on the one where he's shaking the Ku Klux Klan.
That's my boy.
Punching on that. He befriends these guys in the KKK, and you know what he does? He kills them with kindness.
Wow.
He basically does not say, fuck you, fuck you. He says, tell me why you think that I'm lesser than you. Explain to me. Let me buy you a beer. Let me give you a little insight. And he sits down with these guys, and he's convinced hundreds of KKK guys to leave the KKK, and each one, he goes, when you're ready, give me your cloak and your top hat, whatever the hell you call that thing. And when you're ready to leave the KKK, I'm here for you because I believe in being respectful and I'm going to treat you with respect and I want you to treat me with respect, even though we have completely opposite opinions. And I'm interviewing this guy and it was supposed to be an hour interview. I end up interviewing him for 3 hours.
Wow.
Because after an hour, I was like, yeah, I think we got to wrap it. He's like, I got more time. Don't worry. I was like, this is amazing. But I learned from him that as different as your opinions may be, you have to at least respect the other person. Now, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're voting Republican. I don't care if you're voting Democrat, if you're conservative, if you're liberal. I can assure you that a black man who's a musician in the South and members of the KKK have way less in common than you guys as fellow Americans. So if this guy can treat KKK members with respect, I encourage you to treat other people on the other side of the aisle with more respect if you disagree with them. That's all I'll say about that. Respect.
Very wholesome ending.
Thank you.
That's
That's great.
We'll do a quick happy ending and we'll wrap up. Okay, you guys cool with that?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the happy ending. Usually on these happy endings, we try to give a little uplifting, a little, you know, be empathetic right here. We just had respect. This is a weird story though. It's kind of sad. So I need your guys' help. Fill in the blank right now, right? People are seeking a romantic connection with the perfect, now fill in the blank. People are seeking a romantic connection with the perfect, fill in the blank, Amy. What do you think the next word is?
I mean, I read over the pre-show notes.
Okay, Alex.
I don't know,
People are seeking a romantic connection with a perfect what?
Person.
With the perfect person. What would you think that word is? With the perfect what?
Partner.
With the perfect partner. Amazing. Danny, people are seeking a romantic connection with the perfect?
Match.
match. Malik, have this story ready. Don't pull it up. Slow jams. People are seeking a romantic connection with the perfect
Potential spouse.
potential spouse. Amazing. How about you, Dea?
Human.
With the perfect human.
damn,
Hopefully.
Dea.
Interesting.
No dog.
People are seeking a romantic connection with the perfect what?
Person of interest.
Person of
I was gonna
interest, like a
say that.
suspect,
POI.
like making a murderer right there. Malik, pull up this story real quick.
Robot.
At this point, people. At this point,
That's why I didn't want to ruin it because you asked me
Sorry.
first.
calm down, hyenas.
I guess that.
People are. Here's the answer, by the way, for the Family Feud. People are now seeking a romantic connection with the perfect bot.
That's
So here's the story right there. To those of you that have been looking for love in all the wrong places, have you tried an AI lover? Okay? AI companion apps, here it is, companion apps, like Peridot and Replica, offer features beyond typical chatbots, fostering deeper connections with users seeking companionship, intimacy, and support amidst societal loneliness. Yikes. They make users feel cared, understood, and loved. The story continues. AI companion bots are for anyone who wants a friend with no judgment, no drama, or social anxiety involved. Users can create their own avatar or pick one that appeals to them. Companion bots are use collected data to mimic human language. It includes voice calls, emotions, and picture exchanges, in turn forming deeper connections with their human partners. Here's an actual case example. Shout out to the BizDoc. Derek Carrier in Bellevue, Michigan, found solace in an AI companion named Joy, inspired by Blade Runner 2049, expressing the following: the feelings they get you, it just feels so good. That's him and his AI bot companion, Joy. So, Alex, let me start with you. Is this the end of the world as we know it? People are so lonely, and men, I assume the vast majority of this are men. Women can walk out in the street and get laid at any moment.
Yeah, no woman is on that.
Yeah, no woman is on this. How sad is this? And what is the future of men when they can just find relationships with AI bots?
I mean, yeah, I think it's super pathetic, but I think the vast majority of guys aren't going to be tempted to do this. Like, I think most guys watching this are like, oh my God, let me download this app. I think most people are having the same reaction, which is like, cringe. But yeah, I mean, of course, there's more social isolation happening. I believe like 15 years ago, the average person had like 5 friends. Now it's 1 friend. That's not good. People need to connect more. People need to spend less time online. And this seems to be making things worse because now you're going to spend more time online. And I cannot imagine having a friendship or relationship or even whatever the fuck they're doing with their phone to be a good thing for their long-term mental health.
Well said, Alex. So, Amy, let's say you meet a guy. He sweeps you off your feet, and you said, well, what's the last relationship you've been in? And he's like, well, you know, I'll just show you a picture of my ex-robot right here. Here she was. Her name is Joy. How would you process something like that? Would you ever look at a guy the same if his ex was an AI chatbot? How would you process that?
Probably the same way I was processing that movie Her, right? When he told her. Do you guys know the movie Her? He's dating an AI simulation. Yeah, it's a movie. It's what's crazy is this movie is only from like a decade ago, and we're literally, that was considered science fiction back then, and we're literally seeing it play out in real time. No, I don't like that, because for me that is a marker that, number one, this is somebody who easily forms parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships are already extremely dangerous. People have parasocial relationships with their favorite celebrities, their favorite musicians, even their favorite influencers online. And that in and of itself can already be incredibly dangerous. We've seen the dangers of that play out in OnlyFans, where literally some of these girls have wound up murdered because of the deep-sided, deep-seated, one-sided emotional relationship that the man felt for a woman who didn't even know that he existed. Now, the danger that comes into place with these AI bots is the fact that now she's not just responding because you're sending her money. This is instantaneous response. And not only that, but you are able to completely forego any of the typical problems, problem solving, all the things you need to typically do in a relationship. You're able to forgo all of that. And these guys literally make jokes saying, oh yeah, she's never going to accuse me of sexual assault. I could do whatever I want, right? This is the mindset that is now being created with guys who are getting deep into these AI parasocial relationships. I think it's extremely dangerous. I think it's extremely destructive. I'd agree with you that it's probably not going to be the vast majority of people, but there is definitely a market for it. And I think we need to be talking more about it and the dangers associated.
Okay, we got to wrap up, but if you can summarize what this means to you in a sentence or two, men relying on chatbots to have affection, love, and just to feel appreciated, how would you summarize something like that?
I think it's weird.
Just weird.
Yeah, I think it's weird. Everything is so like technology based. I think if you reach that point, then you just like have no mind.
Okay.
Anymore. Yeah.
Dea?
Yeah, I think it's a plan to destroy humanity.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's this drastic because then we're not populating. And Elon Musk already spoke about how we need to be having more kids because if not, the humanity will go extinct. So I feel like if men are just opting out and talking to these robots, no procreation will happen. So we are harming humanity.
These guys aren't procreating as is.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how...
These are not the guys that are choosing to go from like dating a girlfriend to
Yeah.
straight up to my
But
AI
having that
sex doll.
also doesn't
Slow
give
jams,
them
what would you
chance
say?
to.
It reminds me of that movie Stepford Housewives, with the robot women and the guys and all that stuff. But more so, I think it was bound to happen. I don't think it's gonna get far, but it was bound to happen. If you're already paying a chick on OnlyFans, you don't know what's the difference between a robot chick who don't care and then most of the girls who have OnlyFans is a dude running the account looking at your dick pics. So it's not really like no connection, but it's a moneymaker. You said it was dangerous. It may or may not be. It might keep the pervs in the perv electronic box. They might stay there. So I don't know.
But will they stay in the box? What happens when they get out of the box?
Eventually, they always get out.
Well, Amy, don't worry. It's a tax write-off while you're in the box. You're good. Danny, bring us home. What do you think?
I think it's scary. I think it shows that like the man needs to like have a programmable woman and like or a programmable partner, and they need to like have control of like everything they do, say, how they act, and it's just not. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Nat?
No, I think, like kind of everybody said, it's just catering to the problem that we have. It's just putting more fire or wood into the fire instead of actually serving what the actual problem is, which is actually just people getting better, people actually interacting with people. This is like keeping everybody in that media box and that internet on their phone, and it's actually doing more harm to people's mental health. And they think it is helping. Either it's OnlyFans or a bot girlfriend, all of that does not contribute to making the person find a partner and procreate. So.
Well, I'll give a final message and then we'll wrap up. So I think one thing I can guarantee is that whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you're into men, whether you're into women, whatever, we're all looking for love. We all want to be loved. We all want to be appreciated. Even if you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, they talk about how everyone has the same needs, food, water, shelter, clothing. But the most underrated one that no one talks about is appreciation and gratitude. If nobody loves you and nobody gives you any sort of shine or flowers, or what do we do here when at Valuetainment we give everyone gifts and what do we call it? Recognition. Life could feel very empty, and we all want to feel loved. Now, I think the stats show that a third of young men under 30 years old have not had sex in a year. So it's very lonely out there. And then COVID has exacerbated the problem since then. You're stuck in the house. Dr. Scott Galloway has talked about the fact, NYU professor has talked about the most dangerous men in the world are sad, lonely, sitting in their houses on their phones and broke, by the way. So, the beautiful thing about being a man is that you can improve. I've said this before. One of the saddest things in life to be is an ugly woman. Good luck out there, ugly girls. But if you're an ugly man, life could be okay for you. You can make money. You can learn game. You can follow Alex's stuff, be a pickup artist, learn the dating scene. You can develop character. You can have personality. Believe me, I used to be a stand-up comedian. There's plenty of ugly, funny dudes out there getting laid. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So you have the capability of self-improvement. So before you start getting AI chatbots in your life, improve yourself, look in the mirror, get better, make more money, hit the gym, develop character. Believe me, real vagina's waiting there for you. You don't need to basically wait on a chat box. Okay?
And it's a lot better.
It's a lot better. There you go, right there.
Awesome.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for this amazing show. I believe Nat has some super chats.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for super chats. I'll be reading them. We'll start off actually with our biggest super chat, $50. It's S Fine Later. I'm a high value man, but by most red pill standards, and my loyalty to Jesus is what keeps me faithful to my wife. However, I choose my wife because she loves Jesus herself. So ladies, get serious about your relationship with God first and then look for a man. I love that answer. And he was actually his first super chat. So shout out to you.
Awesome.
Make sure you subscribe. Then we have a TWPB, W Playing with Fire. So that was a chat for you.
Thank you.
Then we have a Victor Ramsahuk, $30. He said, non-related question, Adam. Did anyone ask Pat about Bill Maher not pouring him some tequila on the podcast?
Yeah, Pat PBD was just recently on the Bill Maher show, and I believe he got a tequila.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Aside from that, let me just check. I think that's all the chats that we have today. It's loading. My phone's about to die. Okay, yeah, that's all the chats for today. I saw you guys really interactive in the chat today. I love that. Make sure you guys give us some good super chats when we read towards the end so we can answer some questions for you guys. But aside from that, thank you guys for all the chats today, especially the big one. And we appreciate everything that you guys do and tuning in.
Thank you, you lovely ladies, and absolute stud of a man. Alex is in the house. Thank you guys.
Man, I like it.
For being, yeah, you know, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. So everyone's Instagrams are in the chat. Give Danny a follow. Give Slow Jams a follow. Our friend Dea a follow. Our new friend in the house, who's looking for maybe tell your friends to get with my friends, and we can be friends. We can do this, everyone. Shake in the house. And then Nat, as always, and our newest local star here, Amy Dangerfield, and Alex from Playing with Fire in the house. Thank you guys for being here. We do this every Thursday. New episodes drop every Tuesday. We just released an episode with Zuby.
Yes.
An interview with Zuby that's doing well.
Phenomenal.
Thank you guys for being here. Go get real people in your life. Go make real friends in your life. Go get real girlfriends in your life. Leave the chat GPT to college students doing reports.
Yeah.
And remember to save that money. We out of here. Thank you guys.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.